Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Y'all, for the homie on my IG Live who said, why'd you leave K104? It's a long story, but you should have heard that by now. Yeah. It's Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Jay Black and Michael Shawn is the boys club right now. Sexy Mo says she's traveling. Now, her ass knew she was traveling yesterday. You knew you was traveling yesterday, so stop. You just didn't want to wake up. Great morning, Shawn Robinson. Yeah. A lot of things. Whole long weekend done went on. We done made it to a Monday morning. I'm traveling tonight. And damn, when I tell you a long weekend that done popped off, for boxing fans, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, it went down. 11 rounds of brutal beatings and concussions and blood and all types of stuff. Anybody who watched the fight, put them hearts up on my IG Live. Put them hearts. Good morning. It's the boys club. Tam. What's good,
Tam. Hearts, they watched.
I watched all of. I got a whole rundown. First of all, the biggest part of my weekend was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. The other biggest part of my life was Squid Games. God damn Squid Games. Oh, Squid Games. Oh, these Koreans got me laced up. If you watch Squid Games and you're on my IG Live or you're right here watching us on all social media platforms, Media Room 360, on Facebook, on YouTube, on MySpace, on Twitter, on everything. Good morning, Kathy. How you doing? If you watch Squid Games, please we have to discuss Squid Games. Let me sip my coffee, Mike Shawn. It's already on. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go, Tam. I got so much energy right now.
I see.
Good morning, everybody. Janet, good morning. Good morning, IG Live. Let me get Jay Black on my IG Live. Jay Black, just get on. Goddamn. There you go, Jay. There you go. So, Jay, did you watch the whole IG Live?
Did I watch the whole IG Live?
Squid Game. On IG Live. Did you watch the Squid Game?
Yes, I got through all 9 episodes. Do I sound all right to you? Do I sound the same?
There's a little thing, but okay. I think it's me. I think it's my bad. So, did you watch Squid Games?
Yeah. I watched all 9 episodes. I'm caught up.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, outside of the first 45 minutes, which was brutally hard to get through.
Yeah.
The rest, I was all in at that point. Once the games actually started, I was there, and now I had to see how it ended. And I was fully invested.
Did you like how it ended?
Yes, because you always want to know if there's going to be a season 2, and it leaves you wondering and know that, all right, this ain't over. So I love a continuation to know, all right, season 2 is coming.
All right, spoiler alert. I just want to say this. This is why I didn't like how it ended, because I got kids.
Oh.
If you watch how it ended, he was supposed to go see his daughter again.
Yeah, she was forgotten.
And he chose to go back to try and end this rampant Squid Game thing. And I was like, just get on the goddamn plane. Like, if you're watching Squid Games, he's about to get on the plane to see his daughter because he's now filthy rich.
Well, he's filthy rich for a year.
All he has to do is go to LA to see his kid. But he's so obsessed, and that is the trigger on this whole thing. They get you so obsessed. He's so obsessed with trying to bring this down that once again, his second time, if you remember correctly, it's his second time he doesn't go see his daughter. And I'm sitting there going like, these Koreans know how to get me. Because there's obviously a Squid Games 2 coming.
Obviously, and that's what
And I'm all in. I'm all in. My oldest daughter did not believe that I was literally going to watch the whole thing. And I was like, Monty, tonight, when was it? It was Sunday. It was Saturday. I watched the fight. I said, tonight I'm going to watch the whole thing. And she was like, you're not. And she's right. I missed one episode. I woke up Sunday morning around like 5 o'clock in the morning and revisited the whole thing and watched the rest of it. I think the whole thing is based on what Jay Black is into. Just competition.
Competition and shot. That's why I was all in. Yeah.
The storylines are good. The fact that the old man was the mastermind behind it.
I ain't know you want to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's y'all too late now. If y'all didn't watch it on Netflix, it's been trending as long as Dave Chappelle. We'll get into the bamboozle about Dave Chappelle. Oh my God, you white people are amazing. You white people are amazing. Squid Games. So there's gonna be another Squid Games. And the funny thing is that my oldest daughter made a good point. She was like, yo, the what is it? The not the closed caption, but the when they talk over it, the overdubs.
Yeah, I know.
It was probably the best that we've ever seen.
No, I mean I was frustrated at certain parts. But
no, but it's probably.
You can't look at the miles and
they switched up. They switched up a whole movie in Korean, and still got you to watch the whole thing, right?
Yeah, for me it was because of the competition.
No, but my thing is, even the ladies, the dialogue and the competition, you paid attention to. You saw the strategy.
Yeah, you saw the chick that was super friendly, trying to get close to the teens because you could take her in the bathroom, and then you saw they had the strategy. You had the cool one.
They had the whole strategy, and I was like, at first I was like, yeah, but it's still off. She was like, yeah, but it's better than anything you've seen. I said, yup, because I watched the show named Manifest, and I was like, it was a lot better than Manifest when they had the lip sync and everything like that. I was like, wow, you're right.
Close.
And they had other Korean people actually do the voiceovers, from what I know, over on Korean people. They didn't have other white people or anybody from their different race. So when they did the ha 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 ha, it felt authentic. Like the whole thing with Squid Game. Everything felt Korean. I appreciated it. It was like ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it was worth 9 episodes.
It's worth more than 9 episodes. We need I'm ready. I wish they could drop that and I started watching it immediately.
So if you got a car, you got a car, you would go? You would do something crazy like that?
No, I would never go.
You'd be one of the ones. Come on, guys, let's vote. Let's get out of here.
No, I would have never. First of all, you wouldn't have smacked me the first time in the train.
Well, you lost. You owe me some bread, or you got to take this hand.
No, because at that point we'd have just had a fight right there. Like I would like, but he was so addicted. He was so addicted to gambling.
Yeah,
and they got him on his addiction.
I can see that.
That he almost wasn't even going to collect his money. He just wanted to smack dude back. For those who didn't watch Squid Games, I'm sorry. I'm not going to explain the whole situation. If you didn't watch it, 1 trillion people watched it. So if you didn't watch it, my bad. Like, I'm not going to explain the whole thing. It's number 1 in 90 countries. I know. Like, I'm not explaining Squid Game. That's your bad. Like, but after he was ready to smack the dude back, and then the dude was like, wait a second, take this money. Oh. Dude, I forgot the money.
$10,000.
I forgot all the money.
And I was sitting there Googling how much 10,000 is worth in US and how much this $42 billion is worth. There's peanuts to them. Like it's like $8 is 10,000 to them. So
it wasn't peanuts in that ball pause in that right there in the center when they was dropping that money. Everybody who died, there was more money getting dropped in. Mm-hmm. It was so amazing that the writing on this show was so amazing simply because if you put a number, a financial number behind something, people will do just about
anything. That's why everybody has a number. You can say, nah, I'm good. That's why when you say, nah, all right, enough, more, and then more. And you say, well, what I got to do again? That's how I go.
But I know the trap. The trap is never go in. The trap is never go in. Never start from the beginning. Never go in.
Once you're in, you're in. But yeah,
because then they'll start negotiating. Okay, well, we'll give you this amount of money for this, and then you can sucker this person in. But hey, the show was basic, but still amazing. Basic, still amazing.
Yeah.
There was no, I mean, there was not bad acting, but there was no fantastic acting. But because it was still, we still lose stuff in the translation. So we still lost stuff in the translation. Because as Americans, we want everything to be in our language. And the fact of the matter is the best stuff is not being put out in our language anymore.
Yeah.
We're watching Squid Games right now. So, but the one thing that is being put out in our language is Dave Chappelle. The GOAT. One of the best speakers to ever live. That's me building up to. Now, Dave Chappelle has been going through this battle with transgenders for a minute. And if you watch the closer, he will specifically break down the whole relationship. Now, one of the people who wants Dave Chappelle, his closer, to be pulled off of Netflix is a person who created a thing called Dear White People. Now, I watched the first season of Dear White People. Mm-hmm. It was about young black people in college, in an affluent college. And I'm supporting Dear White People because I'm going like, this is a black show about young black men and women fighting this hypocrisy of racism in this college. And I'm like, cool. I'm watching it. So the second season comes on a while later. And all of a sudden, I realize Dave Chappelle releases Closer. And the creator of Dear White People is one of the main people who wants Dave Chappelle off of Netflix. Now, which is this is the irony. This is what I really found out. The person who created Dear White People, which I thought I was supporting other black people. I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican. I support everything brown and black. I'm supporting. I'm thinking I'm supporting Dear White People that's created by black people. Come to find out, the person that created Dear White People is a white woman, right? Okay. She created Dear White People. She's a white woman who was born a white man. Did you get that?
She's a white woman that was born a white man.
She's transgender. Okay. She was born a white man.
So this is personal.
So a white man is the person that created Dear White People that I thought was supposed to be about. I thought it was a black show that I was supporting.
You know,
it was a white man.
Well, technically, she's a white woman because that's what she wants.
No, originally, she was a white man.
But she changed.
Yes, but what I'm saying, originally, she was a white man. Now making a show about black people in college.
Did she change before the show or during the show?
Yeah, no, way before the show, of course, way before the show.
So she was a white woman.
Okay, so she was a white woman who used to be a black man. It's white on white. It's white to the second power.
I'm just
why the fuck was I supporting this show?
Because it has some undertones that made sense.
And then I realized the second season was a musical with everybody dancing and kissing. And dude, you white people are amazing. You white people are literally amazing. You made a TV show called Dear White People, black people talking to white people, but it was white people making a show about black people talking to white people. What the fuck are y'all doing? Really? This is amazing right now. And y'all are watching this white dude who turned into a white woman now tell you that Dave Chappelle should be canceled, but yet we shouldn't cancel your ass for manipulating black people to thinking that black people were making a show about black people and it was really nothing but a white guy who turned into a white girl. Then fuck you. How about we cancel you?
But I'm sure with some black people on that.
No, there's a ton of black people on there because they got to get jobs.
I know, Tam.
F-bombs all day. They're trying to literally...
You surround yourself with people of color and that they can help give some insight when you...
No, they manipulate. They manipulate. You have nothing to do with black people's struggles. You were never enslaved. Ever. You were never taken from a country, from your homeland, and kidnapped and enslaved. How in the hell do we, like, people? This is disgusting in real life. Y'all really want Dave Chappelle canceled because Dave Chappelle is putting it in your face on how black people have if you watch the special, he breaks it down word for word.
Yeah, he does. And he even acknowledges that, you know, hey, I'm not, after this is it. I need to get this all, like, he made it very clear.
Word for word. Every minority is feeling the same way that black people feel. Like, for real, you don't think the people at the border right now, Haitians, Hispanics at the border of Mexico feel the same way? Like, really? Y'all get to separate families and y'all cats literally are sitting here talking about what you're mad about? It's like hundreds of years of a gap. I mean, like, do you really think Mexicans ain't real? Dog. Y'all killing me right now. And the fact that they literally get, like, y'all really want to cancel somebody for really having a discussion. Y'all really want to cancel Dave Chappelle because he's having a discussion. An intellectual, comedic discussion. That's what y'all mad about. Man, y'all whatever.
Can't be having a discussion with little jokes involved with that community. You can't do it.
And Dave Chappelle, thank you. Thank you, because you don't stop. Thank you. You want to meet something? Meet it head on. No pun intended. Meet it head on.
Lessons.
Say what you got to say. That man was so ridiculously talented on how he explained everything. You can explain everything to the core. To the core. But there's something called the National Black Coalition. I don't even believe it exists. I don't even believe the National Black Coalition exists. I believe it's some shit that happened from Russia that they just put out there, put in Instagram, and just said the National Black Coalition. Where were you? Where you been? Where's this National Black Coalition been when George Floyd had a knee in his neck? Where was the National Black Coalition? I just want to know where they were at. It's brand new shit. We ain't never heard of these people. Hispanics ain't never heard of them. Nobody's ever heard of them. Squid Games has never heard of them. Nobody's ever heard of them. Asians, North Koreans, South Koreans, nobody's heard of the National Black Coalition. All of a sudden is upset at a black man. Are you kidding me? And let me tell you, dear white people, let's cancel them. The show on Netflix. Let's cancel. And I know they're black actors. Sorry. You got a transgender who is using black people to manipulate this whole situation. You got a white man who became a white woman who made a show with black people talking about dear white people. What are we talking about here? Oh, I wish there were millions of people watching right now so we could get canceled.
Yeah, Squid Games ain't even heard of it. The national black. It may be a national Puerto Rican coalition.
Dog, Squid Games, them, trust me, North Korea, everybody has heard of these cats. They make sure. But shout out to Squid Games, because I do want to see the next episode. Y'all are kidding me.
Yeah, Dave got his money regardless. Like Dave Burns said, Dave's still getting paid. He still got paid anyway.
It don't even matter if we don't stand up for him.
Well, a lot of people have been. Well, I don't know any celebrities. Like, is it key people that need to stand up and say something?
Everybody, every last famous ass comedian needs to stand up for him. Love Kevin Hart. I don't know if Kevin Hart has. I don't know.
I'm sure somebody probably asks his opinions, but yeah, people pivot. It's like you avoid that. Keep it moving. He
said nothing wrong.
What up, Afro Queen? Yeah.
Good morning, Afro Queen. Good morning. I hope they don't push Dave Chappelle out. I don't know if Kev has said something. Well, Kev, you're in a position now where if you don't support, you don't support. That's a big deal. But I think him and Dave Chappelle are super, super cool. Well, no, we're not canceling Dave Chappelle.
He's still doing shows. It's still sold out. So there it is.
Cancel Dear White People on Netflix. Cancel that.
What up, Mark?
Hey, Mark. Good morning. Cancel Dear White People. Once again, I will repeat. The person who's created Dear White People was a white man who became a white woman who made a whole damn Netflix series based on the views and opinions of black people about white people.
Yeah.
Delete that off your phone. Delete it off your screen. Don't watch it. And I know they're going to be like, well, black people are actors in it.
Is this show still on? It's old, ain't it? It's still on?
No, their new season just came out. That was Netflix loss. And they lost a lot of money in Dave Chappelle. Well, they didn't lose a lot of money. It's trending. It's still top 3 right now trending.
Yeah. And people still going to keep watching and watching and watching.
Of course they're going to keep watching.
Because you got to watch to really get the context to fully support, to understand if you want to even be mad at them.
All right, so what was your opinion, Jay? I done yelled and screamed for like 15 minutes. What was your opinion on Dave Chappelle?
My opinion is that not like yours. No, mine is just, hey, he spoke his thoughts, and we're taught to speak our mind and in a respectful manner. And I thought his was respectful. I didn't think he, was disrespectful in any way. I thought he shared it, and he's still a comedian. And I think sometimes the comedic aspect that art is lost in 2021 because you got to be so cautious of what you say. So I'm one of them believers of being able to, he spoke his mind, and I thought it was a funny yet respectful way. So, but once again, I'm not in the shoes of I'm not in that community. So I really can't speak to against, if they feeling some type of way, if they not rocking with the baby, and Dave's, highlighting certain aspects of that, you got to also respect their views and opinions. The producers had black producers on that show. Talking about the Dear White People.
That's not the creator. That's not the woman that's making the money.
Yeah, I never watched Dead White People. I think I saw one clip of one episode. Yeah, I never watched.
Afro Queen, I'm glad that somebody was up on it before me. Because when I tell you the agenda on the second season, you already see the agenda. You already see that the man who turned into a woman made this. A white man that turned into a white woman made this. Yeah, Jay don't want to say it.
Damn,
Dave Chappelle made. Let me tell you how powerful the gay agenda is. Dave Chappelle made a Jew joke about Jewish people when he said space Jews, and you have to watch and you have to listen to what he said before that. The Jews didn't even say nothing about it.
Yeah, he did do a Jew joke.
When I tell you I respect the Jewish community to the highest level, because Jewish people go like, say something about us, we're in your neck. I don't care who you are. The Jewish people were like, oh, that was funny. The Jewish community watched Dave Chappelle make a joke and they went, oh, that's irony. That was funny. Not y'all. Because there is an agenda behind this that's so crazy they can't be mad and feel how they feel. But we are not canceling Chappelle. No, we're not. We're not.
Chappelle standing strong with Chappelle.
We're not. 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 Tap this. Tap this goddamn mic. We're not. No, we're not. Push all you want. We're not. I mean, the funny thing is that people go on Twitter and obviously you did not watch the Dave Chappelle special if you did not see the story about what he had, the relation of friendship with a transgender person. God damn, y'all didn't see that either? And I know what y'all gonna say. That's like a white person say he's a white person. I was friends with a black person. The transgender person is like she stood up. He stood up, or the pronoun, whatever it is, stood up and said he's not transphobic. Why would Dave Chappelle be transphobic? Nobody, I don't get it. I don't get it. If you watch the whole special, if you're transgender, if you watch the whole special, you're like, oh shit, like he really gave an opportunity to this. Wow. And y'all turned on the transgender person because she was defending Dave and going like he's not transphobic. But there's an agenda behind this whole thing. There's an agenda behind it, which is so crazy. And we probably just help, Dave ain't getting that. I promise you, the closer, they're not going to pay him $50 million, and they're going to pull him off the last comedy special. It's not happening. It's hilarious that people did exactly what Dave said in the special. They just didn't get it because it seems they just want to be mad.
Want to be mad, angry.
They want to be mad and angry. But not at the people they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the people they should be. So, yeah. Look, man. Dave's the GOAT. It is what it is. But Jay didn't give us a critique on the comedy. Like, how did you feel the special was without all the other stuff?
No, it was. I thought it was classic Dave Chappelle. It was, his style of comedy. It was funny. It held me. I was thoroughly entertained. That was my thought. Yeah, that was my thought. It was funny. It was good. It was worth the watch. I didn't feel like I wasted my time. Some special stuff like, oh God, I'm not into it. He held me. I knew a lot of the controversial aspect was on the back of my mind as I'm watching it. just trying to critique and break it down and see if he's delivering these messages, which kind of took away from the special a little bit for me. I wasn't just relaxed and watching to be laughing. I'm critiquing how he's delivering, and if he's offensive. If I was in a community, would I be offended? That was going through my mind a little bit, but overall it was good.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you support freedom of speech and you support people doing stuff like that, and then it could be balanced. You people, listen, man. You can't support censorship. You can't, because it's so subjective. You can stop anybody from saying anything. Listen, your feelings gotta get hurt. If your feelings get hurt, they gotta get hurt. That's what it is.
What they said, till it's uncomfortable, no change until you have uncomfortable conversations or whatever that saying is. But yeah, it's gotta be uncomfortable a little bit.
If you got something to say about Muhammad Ali isn't what Muhammad Ali is if people aren't allowed to say against him. If they can't say what they could say against him, Muhammad Ali is not what Muhammad Ali is right now. That's the whole thing of freedom of speech. You get to find out, and then later in history, you find out what side of history you're on. And Muhammad Ali was on the right side of history. But if you don't have people being allowed to say what they have to say, that's the whole thing in America. There's good, there's bad, there's right, there's wrong, and sometimes we don't know what it is. But goddamn, y'all really trying to shut down a comedy special? Do y'all know how ridiculous it gets when y'all trying to shut down a 1-hour comedy special? Not a politician, not a governor, not a president, not a congressman or woman. No, a comedian. That's what you guys have decided to make sure you go out.
Shut it down, Netflix.
Shut it down.
We're going to cancel our subscriptions if you don't. That's what they're telling them.
Jeez Louise. And you're not. And somebody said the funniest thing ever. Somebody said, Michael Rappaport, who I don't agree with most of the time. Michael Rappaport said, you guys said you were going to cancel Netflix 4 specials ago.
When was the Monique one? I don't even remember. It's always something.
No. He said Dave Chappelle had a 6 special deal. He said 4 specials ago, you said you were not going to watch Netflix and you were going to cancel your subscription. And you weren't going to watch Dave Chappelle. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you're complaining about number 6. That means you kept watching and you never canceled your subscription to Netflix.
It was other shows they had to see.
Yeah, they had to see other shows.
Like Squid Games,
Manifest. Ozark is coming back. On the block. Shout out to On the Block, even though I was disappointed with theirs. A gang of stuff.
Yeah.
Bad Sports. Maybe they want to shut it down because was that Kramer that was shut down? Oh, Kramer was shut down years ago, way before Netflix from Seinfeld. I was way before Netflix. This dude just said the N-word at the time. All right. Let's take a break. I'm going to smoke a black and mild when we come back. Jay said he got a ton of guests today.
Oh, yeah, we got our Kamari, of course, the financial tax expert. He slides through, and then we got comedian actor Keith from up the block. Got something going on, some comedy.
What time is the first one?
20 minutes or so.
Who's that?
That's Kamari.
Kamari, and then after that,
comedian actor Keith is 30 minutes later. And then it's good because
you gonna say the time? Was that a secret for you?
Well, 8:30, 7:30 Central, because I know he's got people from all over.
But you gotta say something at the time.
It's 30 minutes after.
This motherfucker said 30 minutes after.
The bottom of the next hour.
Y'all keep track. Y'all keep track on it.
And then because of the so that's good because Keith's a comedian as well. So I wonder if he's altering his style of comedic aspects related with the sensitivity of the culture of the people. So that'd be good to talk about that. And also boxing, we had that big match. So everybody was talking about Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. So we got a Hall of Fame boxing.
Ivan Robinson.
Yes. Mighty Ivan Robertson is going to slide through. Get to pick his brain about boxing, and he was in a couple battles with the same guy, Arturo Gotti. So it'd be interesting. Do you change up your styles when you fight somebody twice, 3 times, like Tyson Fury did? So that'd be And I didn't realize he fought Oscar De La Hoya too as an amateur.
Yeah. For everybody, please understand, I was in the same situation with everybody. And when you realize that Tyson Fury, that white man, was eventually going to beat Dante's ass.
Yeah.
But we was Dante, God bless him.
Yeah, I think weight plays a part, but hey, heavyweight.
You know when celebrities get on Instagram and go like, "Yo, we're so proud of you."
Yeah, we're proud of you. I saw LL did a video.
LL was like, "We're so proud of you, kid.
Hold your
we're
head.
So proud of you getting that ass beat.
Hold your head.
So proud, yo, you hung in there. You hung, because the one thing, and I give
part of the lion,
and I give LL credit. He was like, Tyson Fury, well deserved. Well, he said it like well deserved. It's called well deserved because that's a big ass man. That's a big 277 pounds, 6'7" dude. And nobody wants to smoke. God bless Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, if he had any technique, maybe could win. But Deontay Wilder had he
needed some Floyd defense style.
Yeah, but Floyd is 147 pounds.
I'm just saying with his his left shoulder, he needed something because I'm like he's just his head.
You can't. But when you fight somebody who's 6'7", that shoulder roll don't mean shit. When somebody is 6'7", 277 pounds, if he hits you in your shoulder gets dislocated.
Yeah. Well, it sounds good, but I felt like he needed some defense. So whatever you feel like, I wonder what I even would have thought his defense strategy should have been. But yeah, you needed some type of defense. You needed something, but he didn't have it. And I was rooting for him because I wanted the black man to win. I swear I did. I swear I was.
Yeah, because boxing is racist.
I wanted the black man so bad.
But and we'll discuss it later. But the fact that Tyson Fury went to him to shake his hand, he said, "I still don't respect you." And Tyson Fury was like, "Dog, I beat you fair and square 3 times."
No, it wasn't 3 times he beat him fair and square. The first time he lost, it was a horrible.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a loss. It wasn't a loss.
The first one should have been a loss, not a draw.
What? No, Tyson Fury should have won the fight. It was a draw.
No,
Tyson Fury was winning the fight.
No, it don't matter when you get knocked down. You get knocked down. Same thing.
No, that's just that you only score that.
Losing to Buster Douglas, and then bam, then that one punch, and then should have been out.
It's just one round. It's points in one round. It's like points to the quarter. It's just points in one. It doesn't linger. Like you don't get extra points on that. But then he won the second fight. Then he won the third fight. If a man comes to you and to shake your hand after the fight. The third fight, it is what it is. You knock me down, I knock you down. You hurt me, I hurt you. I beat you. Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder to submission. When a man comes over to you and says, "Yo, good fight," and your response is, "I don't respect you." What are you talking about? You don't respect.
Oh, you want good sportsmanship? Nah, that ain't always the case. If I don't rock with you, I don't like you. I could care less. You might beat me. That ain't gonna make me want to shake your hand.
That's amazing because Evander and Tyson shook hands. Dudes that almost killed each other shook hands. Deontay Wilder, you're really you're embarrassing when a man comes over to you and says, "Yo,
I don't want to shake your hand. I just lost. I lost to you. I ain't trying to hear that right now. You call it petty, you call it whatever you want to call it.
No, it's called bitch right now. It's called bitch.
Nah, not right now. I don't.
No, it's called. But this is what I'm saying.
When maybe you after the press conference after the fight.
No, there is no press conference.
Whatever, something down the road.
Men have right now. Arturo Gotti and my man Ward, Gotti and Ward fought each other and damn near killed each other. Damn near killed each other.
They was just glad it was over, so they was happy to shake.
And they, they were like, you know what? Whoever won.
But that's so you saying all sports you're supposed to. Even I never agree with forcing people to shake hands. I don't want to shake your hand after I lost. I'm emotional. I want to be good. I'm by myself right now.
I'm glad you said it. I'm emotional.
I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Let me be
and
emotional.
Do the girl thing.
Let me be. You said it's okay to express your feelings earlier.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
It's okay to express your feelings.
If somebody wins and somebody beats you, you respect the fact that they won. That is what ownership is. You respect the fact.
And you respect my space that I need right now. That's
girlness. Sorry,
I'm processing
the girlness back.
I'm processing it. See, I'm a female now because I want to.
No, I just said let me take that back. You're immature.
Okay,
you're immature.
I be that.
When two people fight each other 3 times, and they hurt each other like that in boxing, you go and you shake hands and go, you know what? This has been amazing.
He got embarrassed in front of his family, friends. He knows it's going to be memes. I saw this one meme. I saw a 50 Cent team posted. I was like, that's so disrespectful. They the memes out there. Like,
yeah, but the people in boxing know that they risk their lives. See, that right there is the problem with Instagram. And God bless 50's team and all that. Go knock yourself out. And everybody cracks jokes. Anybody who knows boxing knows he risked his life. And that's why Tyson Fury went over to him to shake his hand. To go, I know what you risked. I know what you risked. I know how hard I punched you. Which could have ended up in death. So the nonsense of, I just need time to, no, shut up. We're never going to fight again. We're done. It's over. Why the heck?
Oh yeah, because you said it was a girl. It's a girl.
And I retracted it, Kathy.
Be emotional to show your
I took it right back, Kathy.
Situation.
Thank you, Kathy. You said y'all took it back. I took it back. I said immature. Immature. If a man beats you at your best, you go to that man and you say, congratulations, you were the better man. That's what real men do. Sensitivity doesn't come into that.
Whatever. You're going to respect mine. Because I don't want to be bothered.
I just beat your ass. What do you mean respect?
I got my wife here.
You got to respect mine. Yeah, I respected you. I just beat your ass.
You didn't beat me.
I beat your ass. I knocked you out and your face hit the canvas.
I wasn't no easy dub.
I knocked you out. The referee went like this when he hit you, before you even hit the canvas. The ref was like, oh, God, no, stop. And your face hit the canvas like this. Back. Face first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to process that. I need
for
to
the second time. And my thing is, when I come to you and I go like, dog, good fight.
Not right now. Get out of here.
Yeah, I know. And that's why Dante Wilder is not Tyson Fury. That's
Dante
exactly
was
why.
Bomb Squad. Yeah, he was beating a lot of people.
Bomb! I'm out.
Before Fury came along, he was doing
that. I'm knocked out. Bomb! I'm
Bomb
asleep.
Squad.
I'm asleep. When a dude hits you so hard that you fall face first, and then a man comes to you and says, good fight. And you go, I still don't respect you. Stop being a goddamn bitch. Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali damn near killed each other. People respect the game of boxing. When people damn near kill each other, they go to each other and say, yo, it is what it is. Like, you won. You won.
Yeah. Separately, maybe we can have that.
It hurt. Not only did you win, you hurt me. But Dante Wilder, this is why he lost. He's still caught in his ego. It's his ego.
Should he not have an ego? Should he not feel some
because
type of
ego will get your ass beat up because you don't change your style and you don't reassess and go like, we got to
change his style. He did. He put on more weight.
Round.
He was focused on the jabs to the body, and it was working. But the extra weight was too much.
For 1 round,
and he got tired.
For 1 round, and he got tired in the second fight.
Yeah.
What you need to do is respect the dude that you changed your style and he still knocked you the fuck out. And you go to that man and you say, you know what? You were the better man. That's what you say. You don't say, I still don't respect you. You go, yo, the embarrassing part is that Tyson Fury's sitting there going like, oh, you checked the gloves. You checked everything.
There was something suspect about that too, I saw.
And your team checked all the gloves. Your team picked the gloves I put on my hand. And I still put you to sleep. No, give the man a handshake. Do you see you right now? Give the homie a handshake and say, yo, I don't know what it is about how big and I got all types of reasons why he won. And I got all types of reasons why Deontay Wilder could have won if he just would have taken a different road. Jay Black rocking Star Wars shirt today.
Oh, yeah,
you only see Chewbacca and on your shirt, and he looked like an alien. All right, y'all. Let's take a break. We'll come back in 4 minutes. We got the tax man coming on.
Taxman, comedian, actor from CNN and other stuff. Keith from Up the Block, 8:30, 7:30 Eastern, and then boxing Hall of Famer Ivan Mighty Robinson.
There haven't been 4 fights between any two boxers. 4 fights. I think there has been 4 fights. I want to say no. Manny Pacquiao did not fight Juan Marquez for
a quadruple.
1, 2,
is that quadruple? So it's trilogy and then quadruple.
3. It was 3 fights. There have been people who fought each other 4 times. I would have to cheat and Google. There have been people who fought each other 4 times. It wasn't Marquez and Pacquiao. That was 3 times. And Pacquiao wanted to fight the 4th time. I'm trying to think somebody fought 4 times. There's probably like a gang of them. I'll Google that. All right, y'all. We'll come back. 4 minutes. Mike Shawn and the Takeover Legends come back. We'll take care of your taxes. Yeah, y'all.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. As a singer, give me your top 5 songs of all time and give me a little bit of them.
I'll start. One of my favorite songs happens to be, it's a classic by Louis Armstrong. It says, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, they're pretty in the sky, and they're also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But they're really saying that I love you. I see babies crying, and I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I love that one. I love that one.
I know David Burns just appreciated that.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, Major.
Yeah.
Jay Black's going to kill me for this.
Yeah.
Your voice makes me want to cry.
You're welcome. It's okay.
What
did I tell you? This is still manly. Be bold.
I manly cry.
And then
I'm about to do some push-ups. I'm gonna do some push-ups.
Yeah, you gotta give me.
You gotta say it like this. You gotta say it like this. Yo, your voice.
your voice tears me up. God damn it. Your voice tears me up. All right, give me another one. That was 5. That's a beautiful one. Give me.
You know, okay. So let's think current. Do it crying back, let it show. Do it crying, let it and that's me because I literally don't know all the words. This woman's word. I just know that part, and that's all that I need. I can do that, and you ain't gonna act like that and hit you. You're not gonna act like that and hit you because you got it real happy. Look at Jay Marie saying, oh she
Exactly. Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah, yo. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out.
Okay.
Right, so it's Steven Seagal. We got Claudia Jordan and Steven Seagal. You're at his house for a potential audition.
Yes.
He's got hair plugs. The house is really cluttery. It's really not that dope. But now, when you get nervous, now this is the funniest, quirkiest shit I've ever heard in my life. When you get nervous, your neck gets tight.
Yeah, it was like tense. So Steven Seagal offered to straighten out my spine with his magical oils he got from the Far East. And I said, well, I know Stephen DeGrassi. I know, rocket scientist or, medical expert. I don't know of any oils that can straighten a spine. That's just me. He insisted. Okay. So I was like, no. So he sat on the bed and he grabbed me and pulled me on the bed real hard on his lap.
Oh,
so
now I
was
got serious. Oh, shit.
So then I'm like, okay. I started thinking about all the movies where he was doing that karate shit. And I was like, he gonna fuck me up.
Claudia, you should have took that goddamn oil. Now
Give me that lavender.
He pushes you on, he pulls you and you're on the lap, and now what?
So ladies, this is, y'all probably feel me on this. I pretended I had cramps and I had my period, and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling that good today, but let me come back in a couple days and I got you. I was acting my ass off because inside I was like,
wow.
The hair plug for me, but
search Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah, yo.
Don't never stop if you wanna be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Tap in, Michael Shawn and Jay Blizzy, Jay Black. Shout to Sexy Mo, David Burns. Yes, we know the Cowboys won. Shawnee Scott. The whole team. Shout out to Action. Shout out to everybody. Kathy, Sugar Ray Leonard might have fight somebody.
Did he fight four times? Remember you talking about trilogies?
He fought Tommy Hearns 3 times. No, it was 2 times. He fought Tommy Hearns 2 times. He fought I don't think Sugar Ray Leonard fought anybody 4 times. That's a lot. Barrera might be some people. Like I said, my phone's on IG Live, so I can't use my phone to actually start Googling and see. There are people who fought each other 4 times. I mean, boxing's redundant. Like, it happens like that. All right. We got that. We got football games that happened yesterday. We got Tom Brady throwing 5 touchdown passes.
This guy.
Jesus. He's on the verge of winning an MVP at 55 years old. It doesn't make any sense. We got the Eagles won. The Panthers, the Cowboys, they beat my Giants. My Giants lost every single offensive player, y'all. Every single one. We lost our starting quarterback, our starting running back, our 2 starting receivers.
Yeah, them Giants. I was like, man, how many more people going down in this game? I said, y'all had one job. Just beat the Cowboys to keep everybody close. Let's just beat them.
And the fact of the matter is, and we're not going to turn this into sports. I really wasn't that impressed with the Cowboys yesterday. Like, honestly, I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, they're doing their thing. I just see they're susceptible. What else that happened this weekend? Football, boxing. Did anybody check the ball that Brady threw?
Oh, it might be Deflategate. You're trying to see all the Deflategate stuff. Nah, that's all.
Oh, stop. He's not with New England anymore. Yeah. Zeke. Pollard, Prescott, Brown.
Schultz went down too? Oh no! Oh, you're just saying they all did a good job. Okay.
Yeah, they all did a good job. It's not gonna work. But God bless y'all. Gonna have a good season, but it's gonna end poorly. Why didn't they see him stumbling to the huddle? Giants quarterback. He took that step, and then next thing you know, I knew there was a problem when he got up and it was spit on the bottom of his lip.
You saw Jones. It was sitting there. It was just sitting. I was like, well, what's good with that?
Like,
And for those who missed it, yeah, he got up and wobbled. It was a wobbled boxer. He's staggering, trying to get back to the huddle like he can go to call the next play.
Missed field goals, touchdown. The Giants could have won the game even with a backup quarterback. But my thing is, like, when you have a bootleg play with your star quarterback, like Jason Garrett, what are we doing here? What are we doing? You gonna have a naked bootleg and depend on this quarterback to literally put his shoulder down. First of all, Daniel Jones, I call him Danielson.
Supposed to slide. You're supposed to say Danny Dime.
No, you can't slide at the goal line, because if you slide at the goal line, your teammates looking at you crazy. Jason Garrett, you have to put a receiver where he can make an option where he has an escape route, where he can be like, okay, I can throw the ball to the tight end. You literally put him out there by himself. And the poor dude put his shoulder down. Oh, the Chiefs are a wrap. I tried to tell y'all sports fans that the Chiefs were not making the AFC Championship game.
Mike, it's week 5. Stop.
I'm telling you right now, Buffalo and Cleveland will be in the AFC Championship game. They have no. So
you just said the Chiefs is not going to make the championship game. They're not going to make the second round. What the first
the
playoffs?
AFC Championship game. They're not going to make the AFC.
But they make the playoffs though.
Yeah, they make the playoffs. They have no defense. They have no defense. They have no defense. Like Josh Allen. I mean, the whole league has been chopping them up.
Good morning, Kamari. Good morning.
Morning, family. How y'all doing?
All right. Yeah. You agree with Mike? Chiefs ain't gonna make the championship game? You a football guy?
Who cares about Andy Reid these days?
Ain't like that.
Damn, it's y'all Eagle fans. Y'all Eagle fans be vicious.
No, I still root for Big Red, but dang.
My God, y'all Eagle fans be vicious.
Nah, but listen, I mean, he was sick, right? Didn't he just get out the hospital?
Well, he collapsed after the last game last week. I mean, we ain't ever taken Andy Reid for being in shape. So, no.
I wish him well. Wish him good health.
Yeah, we never claimed he was vegan or anything like that. But
listen, they're overweight vegans.
No, that is true. Which is the funniest thing ever. It's the most oxymoron thing ever. Like, wow, how are you like a vegan and still overweight? All right, let me get you on my IG live so we can talk about, because I appreciate you coming on here, and I know you're a boxing fan, and I know you saw that. I know you saw what happened this weekend with Tyson Fury and
I saw
Dante.
the clips. I saw the.
Oh, you didn't watch the live fight?
Nah. I should have.
It wasn't a tax write-off?
It wasn't a tax. Listen, had I had an event, I could have made it a tax write-off. But it wasn't. I didn't have an event around it.
How'd you miss the fight?
I'm not. So I used to be a real big boxing fan, almost rival to like you, Mike.
Right.
But after it's a lot of bad calls, a lot of bad fights, I kind of lost interest.
It's like relationships. But I know. I get it.
I read a bunch of reports. Like they said Deontay Wilder was just as good as Riddick Bowe, Evander. And I was like, I might have to go back and watch these.
No, this was a classic. This is one of those Diego Corrales and Castillo type of legendary fights, and it was good, because when it goes back and forth like that, when you count somebody out and you know it's a heavyweight bout, that one punch in boxing changes things, and now the other guy's wobbly and down, back to back twice. It's like, okay, this is a good fight. Like anything, and you see that.
The only problem is we all knew that Deontay Wilder was 2 seconds from getting knocked out the entire fight.
The whole fight.
Well, I saw the clips at the end, and you clearly can see he ran out of gas. Sadly,
he ran out of gas.
But he ran out of gas in the second round. But I give him heart. I give him credit for the heart, because he was loading up on that right hand. And I was like, okay, all right, there's still a shot. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, maybe not. All right, so send the IG to me so I can get you on here, and then we can rock out. There it is. All right. So what are we talking about today?
Taxes again. Taxes again, right?
No, that's all good. It's important. I'm going to get my taxes done today.
All right. Make sure you don't go to that big box store though.
I know.
Get somebody good and reputable.
I know. I got you next year because I really want to go and have you handle it. But right now, I'm like so late on. This is last year's taxes.
Hey, just get them done.
Yeah.
Get them done.
But go ahead.
But listen, if you filed an extension early this year, your due date is now October 15th. And October 15th is 4 days away. So make sure you get them in. Now, remember, when you file an extension, it's an extension to file, not an extension to pay. So if you owe money, it's still accruing interest and penalties. So be sure to get your stuff in by Friday. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about as well is got a lot of questions about this $600 reporting initiative from the IRS for Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I feel like I talked about it a couple times already, but just wanted to make it clear again. If you are doing business on the likes of Amazon, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Etsy, any of those, you're supposed to pay tax on that money. So a good practice is to make sure you keep good records of what you brought, what you sold, and figure out what your profits are. Again, the IRS is going to be issuing what's called a 1099-K starting in 2023, a 1099-K for anything you make over $600. Now, again,
damn,
pay tax on that before. You're supposed to pay tax on that before, or at least report it. But now the IRS is starting to crack down. So,
and it's going to be so they're going to send this 1099-K.
Yes,
if they see
over $600.
Well, goddamn! Like I thought before, it was like 999 something crazy or whatever. That was if I make something on $600, they're going to tax that too.
Yes, you have to report it. But here's the thing: people don't realize this. If you made money, you got to pay tax on it. If you lost money, you get to write it off. So if you don't claim it, you never know. There's a lot of people that miss out on a lot of tax deductions just because they don't keep track and because they miss out on stuff.
Now, let's say you're doing hypothetically, you're doing a comedy show that you've been doing every month, but you're losing money on the comedy show. You're just doing it basically for the profile of the comedy show.
Yes.
What do you do hypothetically if you're going to do your taxes and you just have to give the expenses and the loss or whatever?
So let's say you made $1,000 a month. You had $1,000 a month coming at the door, and you spend $1,200 a month promoting the event.
Right.
That's $200 lost every month.
Yeah.
200 times 12 is 24. So that's $2,400 that you lost in doing that event. So you get to write that off. That then reduces your overall income. So if you made $100,000 that year, now that $2,400 goes against that. So what is that? $97,400 is now your income. So you get to write it off. So right. it can help lower your tax bill. So if you are losing money, Mike, make sure you're keeping track of the records. All the comics you paid, all the ads you spent, any of that. Make sure you keep track of it.
No, that's definitely a key. And that's something that I definitely got to do and make that happen. What are the, other advices? Like, do you stop with the kids when you have kids? How many kids does it stop? Is it 3 kids that you could no longer, you can't write off more than 3 kids?
Well, you can write them off. You can write off all of them, or you can list them all as dependents. It usually stops around 3 when we're talking about the credits. Earned income tax credit, child care credit, which have all changed this year on the upside. So don't sell your kids this year, y'all. Don't sell your kids.
No, that's funny you say that, because I always say, look, after 3 kids, you don't get nothing for. You might as well let me get that 4th one, because after 3, you're not getting any profit for it. How did you know? But that's true. That's what I always thought was true. That's not true. You just said after 3, you really don't. You lose the steam of it.
Yeah.
So if I got 4 kids, shouldn't I let my other parent or somebody else had a kid? That's not a real legit question.
No, it's called fraud. It's called
even if it's the parent, even if it's the other parent.
Well, if it's the other parent, then yeah, they can use it. But I thought you were talking about like your mom and your dad.
Yeah, I was talking about like my sister or cousin. Like, yo, we got 4 kids. What are you doing with that 4th one? You ain't getting that 4. It's a waste.
You changed a lot, man. You changed a lot.
I'm just speaking for some people out there. I'm speaking for some people out there. They may be thinking it.
You asking for a friend, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Lord have mercy. Shawn, what did you do to my friend?
It was hypotheticals. That was hypotheticals.
Kathy has a question. She said, I'm thinking of getting my Social Security at the age of 62 while still working full time for another 6 months. Last 3 in the same year and first 3 in the new year. So will the taxes be smaller since it's only 90 days? Wow, that's a lot. Go ahead, Kathy. Go ahead.
I didn't catch the last 3 in the first 3. So I'm guessing the money's going to be in the last 3 months of this year. It's going to be the same money. First 3 months of next year, it's going to be the same money.
Right.
So it depends on your tax year. And the tax year cuts off at December 31st, right? You can get in a little bit of tax trouble depending upon how much money you make when you take retirement early, because there's a bit of a tax penalty when you make a lot of money and get early retirement from Social Security. I always advise people to take Social Security if they can afford it at full retirement age. Sometimes at 65, a lot of times now at 67. So it just all depends on your overall status. The reason why I suggest that is because, 1, you get more money, and 2, your Social Security gets a higher cost of living, meaning that you get a raise every time inflation goes up, if that makes sense. And it's a higher raise. I mean, people are living a lot longer. So it all depends. It all depends.
Kathy, hang in there. Like, do your thing. And
I hope I didn't bore you too much with that, Miss Kathy.
No, Kathy's not bored because Kathy's she's trying to retire early in the game. Like, so when you retire early and you get Social Security, like, does that take away from how much you would get? Like, what is the age that you retire where you can get your full Social Security?
Usually it's about 67 now. Everybody should be getting a statement.
I thought it was 62. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So everybody should be getting a statement in the mail every year. Or matter of fact,
I did get that.
You got it?
Yeah, I did get it.
Right. See, I said that. My full retirement age is 67. I'm not waiting that long because my bones are talking to me right now.
Wait, what statement should you be getting? I ain't getting no statement. What is this?
So a lot of times people get their retirement statement from the Social Security. It describes your Social Security benefits.
Yeah. Yep.
People can retire early at 62, or they can wait to retire at their full age. It's usually 65 or 67. For the younger side of folks, it's 67. So me and you, Jay, right now, we're looking at 67. It'll probably be more like 70. They get full retirement age, right? So at 62, you get a lower benefit. At full retirement age, because it's not your full retirement age. Mm-hmm. At full retirement age, 65, 67, you get a bigger benefit. You get a bigger check every month. Guess what? You still got to pay tax on it, though. If you go over a certain number, and I don't have that with me right this moment, the IRS will tax you more. See, the thing is, in the tax code, they give Social Security preferential treatment. Because your retirement, you put money in the system all these years, and that is say, all right, well, you're retired. You've done your work. And retirement or Social Security is for people that haven't necessarily the greatest of means, so to speak. So they say, all right, we want to give you a tax break. Now, you only get that tax break, though, if you are beneath a certain income level, especially when you're 62. If you exceed that, they make you pay more. I've had a lot of clients run into that over the years.
What is the most obvious tax break that the common person doesn't take advantage of?
Good question. I would say participating in your 401k plan. I see a lot of people miss out on that. They don't realize how big of a tax benefit it is. And that's for your people that are working a 9-to-5 job and or are self-employed. So you can take advantage of it if you have your own business. You can write it off. You can write off a whole lot of money. And a lot of times we miss out on that. Especially a lot of our barbers, our hairdressers, our nail techs, a lot of times they're getting a lot of cash. They're not keeping track of it, but they don't think about the retirement, or the only thing they're thinking about is a basic IRA. So a lot of times people miss out on that.
Okay. So with that, the one thing with them, I had another question. Just here. Childcare. So for like a single mom or just parents in general, is there any way to write off? Because daycare is outrageous.
Yeah.
Daycare bills are literally like, I have, my fiance works for a daycare. The bill is crazy, and I've been there. Yes, is there any write off that you can get for that?
Yeah, it's called the child tax credit.
Okay,
child tax credit. So previously, a family could write off $3,000 a year. I want to say they just increased it to about $6,000 a year with this whole new COVID bill and everything else. So you can write it off, but you can only write it off on certain things, right? After school care, before school care, camp. Can't be sleepaway camp, though. Can't be overnight camp. So you can write that off. Again, if you got your auntie or your nana or your mom writing that off, make sure you get your their social security number and list it on the tax return. But if you're going to an accredited child care center, they should give you a statement every year.
And what type of write off do you get for that? Like, what is, you said 3,000?
Yeah, it used to be 3,000. Now it's 6,000. Yeah, now it's 6,000. I want to say.
Is that per child?
Altogether.
Oh, altogether. So you could have 3 kids in daycare, it's still going to be 6,000.
Yeah. So the more kids you get, the more shafted you get. I'll never forget. We had 2 kids in daycare at the same time. My wife and I, we almost died.
No, I'm with you.
It's cheaper to stay home, huh? It's cheaper to somebody to stay home and watch them.
Listen, and sometimes it really is. It really is. I still don't know how we made it through that time.
And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be funny here. I literally could have been driving a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like, I had 3 kids in daycare. Like, I literally, if I would have just kept them home and be like, just.
Oh yeah, you almost really died. I thought I had 2. You had 3.
The funny thing is that my mom, when my kids went into the daycare, my mom was like, you know what? I don't trust them. I'm going to get a job there. And she got a job at the daycare. Then my fiance got a job at the daycare, which cut down the money a little bit, but not by that much. But I was like,
family discount.
Yes, but the family discount was nonsense. I was sitting there going like, you got to be kidding me right now.
So if the average family is paying for 3 kids in daycare, and you're saying that household gets $6,000 credit, there's no supplement for. I'm paying more than $6,000 for the year. There's nothing more I can do.
Have your wife or your spouse stay home.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a credit that you get now. Well, you always got it. You got it for a long time, but they just increased it. So,
like, it's almost like you almost, as a couple, somebody has to have a stay-at-home job, like some type of stay-at-home job where they can
home-based business.
Yeah, a home-based business, because it doesn't make any sense to actually put your kids in a daycare where you're spending that much money, because you could be an accountant and you might have to sell crack on the side. Like, you just
what in the world?
Like, the money, like, it's highway robbery. Like, right now, like you got couples right now that are working that have to make $300,000 and are still like tight with the daycare.
Yeah, but what I find is most people overspend anyway. Right, so
yeah, that's true.
Most people live above their means. Taking your kids to daycare, you wouldn't want to stay at home with your kids all day long. You got to pay somebody to do it. I feel bad though for a lot of the daycare workers. I feel like they don't get paid enough.
Oh, they absolutely don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
And what they do now is they get younger people in there, like 18, 19-year-olds.
Sometimes younger.
Yeah, sometimes definitely younger, and they put them in there, and you're at your own risk. And these are not like low daycare centers. This is not like a daycare center where you get like a cheap price. These are daycare centers actually charging you top price, and still having 17, 18, and 19-year-olds take care of infants.
And they're paying a minimum wage. Sometimes.
And yes, they are. And they're paying a minimum wage. And you're sitting there going like, I'm basically handing my kid over to somebody getting paid the same amount as a person that I'm asking for a burger with no onions on.
Right.
Yeah. So
Jay, can you pull up that other question?
Yeah, because I was about to ask that. What Shawn said, because I thought about it. Because a lot of people get hospital bills, and rather than just letting it fall on their credit report because they're not going to pay it, like, hey, because that's what a lot of people do when they get them hospital bills, is their write-off for medical expenses like that out of pocket.
Potentially. It all depends, right? Bear with me for a minute, y'all. This is a little bit convoluted. So you get two types of deductions when you are a taxpayer. You get a standard deduction, which is the standard amount that everybody gets to write off on their taxes. Let's say you're single this year to be $12,800. The only way you get to write off your hospital bills or your medical bills that you spent out of pocket is if you are able to itemize your deductions, right? So you get to write off your mortgage, your real estate taxes, any charitable givings, right? If you go see Reverend Ike or any of those folks like that, you get to write that off, but it must be more than that $12,800. So anything over $12,800, that's when you get to write off your medical bills and things like that. So it can be a little bit tricky. I just say keep track of everything that you spend.
And when you say keep track, like, what do you mean? Do you, like, with medical bills, do you keep actual physical receipts, or when you do these medical bills, do you have them email the receipts? Like, how do we keep track in a society that paper really doesn't exist?
No, a lot of people do that, right? They get emails. I actually have people sometimes, depending on how tech savvy they are, I will have them create a separate email just for all their tax bills, just for all their tax receipts.
Wow.
I will have them email everything to that email address so they can keep track of it. There's some other ways I do too, like I use QuickBooks a lot with a lot of my clients, but that's one of the more simpler ways. And listen, still, like you said, digital storage these days is like nothing. So you can get a Dropbox or a Google Drive.
Right.
I can't attest to the security of them all, but for just storage and organization, get like a Michael Shawn.
Yeah.
So you want to be careful of scammers, right? But I would do like Michael Shawn's business stuff.
Right.
And all your tax information there. And then, in the headers or whatever, you can put it there. Other thing you can do is, again, take pictures on your phone, right? And then you can email it to yourself as well. So it's a lot of easy ways to do it.
And then how do you know what are the things that you should be taking pictures of? Like, I think people get confused. Like for you, it's like second nature. Okay, you got to take a picture of this. You got to take a picture of that. But then for me, I'm like, so I bought something here. Am I supposed to take a picture of that?
So if you're a business owner, Mike, you're a business owner, Jay, I would take pictures of all the receipts that you spend money on.
Okay.
So if you and Jay do a business dinner or a business lunch together, I would take a picture of that. I would also notate on the receipt why you did it, right? Because if you were ever audited, the auditors sometimes, depending on how bad they are, they won't want just your bank records. They want to see the actual receipt to notate that it was actual business expense. So again, you can take your phone, take a picture of it, ship it to your email, or put it in your QuickBooks or whatever accounting software you use, and then you're good to go. You're kind of audit proofing yourself.
And I just want to ask there's one more. The QuickBook app.
Yep.
Do you co-sign it quick? Because I'm really interested in that QuickBook app. Is that something that you co-sign that people should get?
Yeah, and I use it. I use it with my clients.
Okay.
So my clients get a discount on it because I'm a quote unquote wholesaler. But yeah, I use that religiously because it's great. Well, so let me back up. The first thing you want to do if you're a business owner, right? You want to have a bank account that's dedicated for your business.
Right.
And you want to put all the money that comes in. So all the money from the shows, any sponsorships go into that bank account. All the money that you spend should come out of that bank account, either with a debit card or a credit card. So then that way, in effect, you created a hub for your business transactions, and you're able to track them very, very easily. So I would do that. Then once you do that, you can then connect that bank account to a QuickBooks account. And then you pull the information out of that QuickBooks account, and you're able to label the transactions, right? Michael Shawn buys Cialis. Well, you can't write that off, but you know, you see all kinds of stuff. You see all kinds of stuff when I go through these records, right?
Right.
Can't write that off for taxes, unless maybe you're a porn star. But I gotta go research that.
Right.
But you know, you just label all that down and categorize everything.
All right, go ahead, Jeff.
Now, you had mentioned earlier about living beyond your means and being a financial rebel, and I guess taxes for people, you're helping them out. I guess what are some things that you tell people? I guess some clients, hey, you need to cut this out and this will help you. Like, what are some things that people are living beyond their means that we really don't really need that we do?
Here's a true story. I have a couple clients who work their full-time job, 9 to 5, and they have businesses on the side. Very lucrative businesses on the side. They're trying to figure out how they can leave their job. And so I said, go through and look at all your expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And what the one client said to me is that I eat my money. She said, I eat my money because she eats out all the time. And she never knew, she never realized that because she never went through her expenses. So a lot of times I have some personal finance cultural clients. I have some money clients that I coach, right? First thing we do is we go through their transactions. Where are you spending money at? Where is it going? Can it be better used? Is this the best way to use this money? So I have them look at all that because most people have no idea where they spend their money.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll find people go out to eat a lot of purchases from Amazon. And I'll say this, a lot of times people think the more money you make, the more money you actually have. That's not true. I see a lot of high income earners that are just as broke as minimum wage workers. So be careful about the money you make. Be very mindful about it. And when you get raises or make more money, don't increase your lifestyle.
Oh, yes. I got a raise. Oh, I get this new car.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Don't increase that lifestyle. But that little, when you said that lady said she was eating her way through, I promise you, if you go grocery shopping, right? Because with this Uber Eats and everything like that, and everybody eating out and everything, I'm just saying personally for me, when I'm not home with the family,
right,
it's a different story. When I'm by myself and I'm at the apartment, if I go grocery shopping and I literally spend, let's say I wild out and it's just me and I spend $120 on groceries, I literally save almost $200.
You probably save more like $500. Actually.
Yes. I'm glad I'm not bugging. Yeah.
You're not bugging.
I was like, wow, I really save because I literally have a refrigerator full and I'm not getting overcharged on Uber Eats or whatever I'm doing, or just walking out to buy one meal, which can cost a cheeseburger, fries, or whatever on Uber Eats is going to wind up costing $15.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. People got to be aware of who they are, their relationship to money, what your vices are. I'm not the latte Nazi or the have fun Nazi, but if you don't take care of your money won't be able to take care of you.
Right.
And so a lot of times they have all these vices: sneaker vice, gadget vice, eat out food vice, and all those vices will get you in a broke house. So I know my vice. I like to eat out. I'm not a sneakerhead. I do get gadgets, but they're more for the business. So, but you got to be in tune with yourself and understand where your weaknesses are and where your strengths are. So I'd like to buy grocery shopping when I'm looking to save some money. I can cook. It's not hard to cook, especially with all these recipes floating around.
And air fryers.
And air fryers are the game changer.
That's a good thing. I love my
everybody can cook at that point. Just throw it in there and you're good money. And I'm a sneakerhead, but I'm not a sneakerhead. I realize I'm a sneakerhead. But my thing is, and this might sound real old, when I take care of my sneakers, I don't have to go, I'm not that fiending to go buy more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the upkeep on anything. Like for me, upkeeping my car and keeping the oil changed and keeping everything running well, to me, I'm good with that.
Right.
Like I don't need to buy a new car as long as when I jump in that car, the ride is smooth and I'm good. I'm like, okay, there's no need to go get whatever. There's no need to go get a 21 or stuff like that.
What up, Rodney Perry? I see Rodney Perry on IG.
What up, Rodney? Go ahead.
I got some clients though who want a new car every year, every 3 years. And so if you know you want that and you know you won't be able to live without it.
Right.
And I don't endorse this. You might want to look at a lease.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's cheaper to lease a car overall, dollar in, dollar out, than it is to buy it if you are trading in and out of cars that fast. So you just got to know yourself and know what you like, know what you want.
Now, I just realized, and because we got Keith from Up the Block coming up, and I wanted to bring this up. You guys, and you and Jay had specifically been talking about how in real estate, I know your specialty is not real estate. But
no, I actually have a lot of real estate clients.
Okay, so you do have a lot of real estate clients. Yeah. And it's a seller's market now.
It is.
And I just realized that the property that I'm renting went from, like, the jump in the value went up immensely.
Yep.
So is this a time to refinance? Because I have a renter in there. So there's no way we're still in the middle of this lease and she's renting. And she's a great person to have in there. So I don't want to move her out. But is this a good time to refinance right now?
It can be. It can be. I'm not a mortgage guy, but I just had a client get a mortgage last week. I want to say it was like 2.5%, 30-year fixed mortgage. That's an all-time low.
What was it again? Say it again.
2.5%.
2.5.
Yep.
2.5.
You said 2.5.
Yes, 2.5%.
Wow.
So it really depends on what your mortgage rates are. So what I'm hearing is anything over 4 or 5%, you probably should refi. You probably can save a whole lot of money.
Wow.
If that's what you have right now, you probably should look at refi. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I got a guy out in Texas if you need some help. He just handled.
Well, I need you. It's here in Jersey. It's actually here in Jersey.
Yeah, well, he get up here too. And I got some folks in Philly, Jersey area as well.
Okay, no, I definitely need to do that because if I tell you my rates, you're gonna jump through your square, and I'm gonna duck. I'm gonna duck because you're gonna
stop giving that money away to the government. But you also have to be cognizant, right? Because a lot of times people will refi. They'll take the money out, meaning they'll take the equity out.
And I don't want to do that.
Right. They'll push the mortgage up. And you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that because I've seen people do that, get equity in their home. They ran up a whole bunch of credit card debt. They got that refi. They paid off the debt. And then guess what? They ran the credit cards right back up.
Yeah, and as reckless as I talk, I'm the most conservative spender when it comes to, like, I'm scared to death. And I'm like, all I want to do is lower that monthly mortgage and continue to have this reliable renter. Now, I probably could make more money if I had a new rent, but the lady's amazing. And I don't want to mess that relationship up.
Hey, a bird in the hand is better than one in the bush. So yeah,
exactly.
I get you.
Exactly. Every Wednesday, it's on Instagram. The Financial Rebel. It starts at 8:00, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It starts at 8:00. Please, people, when you watch him on Instagram Live, do yourself a favor because you're gonna have your cell phone in your hand. Do old school. Get a pen and get a piece of paper and start asking questions and start writing down stuff because you're gonna have your cell phone already busy, unless you're watching on your laptop and you're going there. Write it down and put number 1, number 2, and put little quotations next to it on why he said this and why this means something to your financial stability. You can be old school and just take it there. Every Wednesday, he's on there on Instagram. It goes down at 8:00. He's on here every Monday with us. Go get your financial literacy done and get it up to par because he's got simple hints that can get you to where you got to go.
Yep.
It's not some type of college graduate, undergrad stuff that he's got simple things that can get you to where you need to go. Just follow him at The Financial Rebel. Oh, thank you so much. We didn't even get to really talk about boxing.
So we got Ivan Robinson coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, Kamari. So make sure you tune in. So we talk that Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury
That's
talk.
A legend right there.
Yeah. Hall of Fame. He made his Hall of Fame. Yeah. So good stuff. All right. Appreciate you. All right. Later.
All right, y'all. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Do you want to go straight to Keith from Up the Block?
Let's keep it going. He's a comedian. He's an actor.
I want Keith from Up the Block on the show and get him on IG. Damn it!
Wait. Yeah, request him on IG, Keith, while you're waiting. So I was watching CNN. I turned on this. He was Frederick Douglass in this special.
Yes.
I said, what is he doing on TV? So good morning. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's doing a lot. Keith from Up the Block. Good morning.
He's more than that. He's my goddamn friend.
What's up, Mike?
My friend. What's good, Keith?
Yes.
Good morning. God morning to everybody out there. I salute you. Hope you having a good day on purpose. I know I am.
Keith, let me see if are you on your cell phone or laptop?
I'm on my laptop.
Can you please request me on the IG Live? I want to get you on my IG Live.
On IG Live? Okay, hold on.
I think he's on his. Okay, he was on his situation.
Let me go here. Okay, so I'm on IG. I'm so. All right, give me 1 second.
While we waiting, I saw this clip on his YouTube page, Mike. I died laughing. Check this out. Talk about parodies. Talk about some funny skits.
That's my.
No, the amazing thing about Keep Him Up the Block is that I didn't even know. Hold up.
All right, it was just. All right. That was that.
For everybody asking, everybody always asks you, where you get that blouse from? Tore it. For asking stewards. For whoever sells BBWs, they sell it for BBGs too. Big bored guys that want to get blouses. So
no, Keep Him Up the Block has always been.
So like, I'm on my John now. So did you send me the request, or I gotta look you up and then get it?
No, send me the request because I think I don't know what. Ever since I got the newer phone, I swear to God, like I haven't been able to send requests. Normally I would send you a request, and then now it's like I gotta wait for you to, and then I wave, and it turns real like sentimental. Like I hit you with a wave, and then all of a sudden,
what's your doing? I thought I had
at Mike Shawn Comedy. I know I follow you.
So it's not Michael Shawn, it's Mike.
No, it's Mike Shawn Comedy.
Yeah, he's trying to shorten his name. Yeah, Mike Shawn.
Okay, give me 1 second. I know I got the old head search for things on. Here you go. Here we
go.
I'm already following you. You're on live, so I click your live button, right?
Right.
And then it says Keith from Up the Block join. Now, how do I request to join? Okay, I see it.
Damn.
You request to join live.
It's a work in progress. I love it. We do it step by step right here. That's
I sent the request.
There he is. Keith from Up the Mother Block.
Here we go. Okay.
And then just turn your phone down. We don't get no feedback, and then we keep it moving.
Yep. There we go. So we cool now? We good?
Yeah, you're going to pop up there. All right. So, Keith, number one,
yes.
Congratulations. You have been doing your thing for years upon years upon years upon years upon years. Yep. I've known you since the Laugh House. I've seen you even with the parodies. It's hilarious because when I went out to Texas, when I was in New York at Hot 97, I didn't even know you did parodies, but there was no real social media. MySpace had just started.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know. And I do parodies, and I was sitting there, I was in Texas doing a thing called We the Worst Records, and I still do it, where I was doing parodies. And then I was like, God damn, Keith is really, and then I saw one of your videos, I was like, yo, he's really good.
Yeah.
Like, but then I was like, he rap for real. I was like, he raps because I know the first, like, from the age of like 12 to like 22, all I did was rap, and I said Keith raps for real. Like he does. Like I see this. We can be comedians and everything, and I'm a comedian at heart, obviously. So how long have you been rapping, and how long did you want that rap career to pop off?
All right, so I think I've been rapping since probably around 89, 90, like probably when I was like around 8th, 9th grade. Like I started rapping. So far as how long I wanted my rap career to pop off, like, to tell you the truth, I kind of just wanted anything and everything to pop off because, I went to Performing Arts High School in Philly. So I know now that I'm a multi-hyphenate. Like a lot of the people that I looked up to was like Will Smith and Ice Cube. So they were like doing movies and they were rapping and they were acting. So from a young age, I saw all the possibilities, and it was always like, whatever will pop is good for me, even though nothing kind of popped and everything is kind of the mastery is coming together now. Stand-up comedy was the first dream in 2nd grade. Acting was the first discipline when I went to performing arts school. Dancing was the first discipline. And then rapping happened in between that, and filmmaking and everything happened in between that. So I wanted anything that would have blown or could have blown, I wanted to pop off.
But the funny thing is, like, with people like you, there's a creative gene that is so, and let me say pause before I say it, it's so explosive that everything in your mind is always artistic. There's always something. It doesn't matter what you do. You're always like, okay, I can expand on this. And then I don't know who created, and excuse me, because I don't want to mess up. Who created the comedy college, the Philadelphia Comedy College? Was that you, Teray, or who was it? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, I founded and created Philadelphia Comedy College 4 years ago in 2016. The best way that I could put it to people, because this was a part of me stepping outside of myself, creating things that I wish was there for me, right? So let's say if I owned a stadium and if I own the Chicago Bulls, Ray Gordon is the Michael Jordan. He is the franchise. Right. Because starting the college, there was no other lead instructor we had in mind. There was nobody else that I wanted to consult with. There was nobody else that I knew that could lead us to the levels that we've gotten to, except for Ray. So even though I founded Comedy College, I'm the chancellor of Comedy College. He is our lead instructor. I give him all the props in the world because Ray had been teaching workshops and teaching classes at different comedy clubs. Like it started at the Laugh House. Then he was doing that at Warm Daddies. And sometimes it would be inconsistent because it's Ray, and you already know that he's touring, he's doing all of this stuff. So what we actually did was build a way for him to come in and be great and do his thing. And in all honesty, in these past 4 years, he's been our lead instructor, but we know that Ray is going to be so busy one day, he's not going to be able to do it. So we built the college so that at the point where he can or I can, we become Philadelphia Comedy University, and we can get Michael Shawn to come in and do some classes. We can get Jay Black to come in and talk to people about these different aspects, because what we do is wisdom workshops. You know what I mean? We use our life experience to help shorten the time that it takes for people to get into stand-up comedy or get into the business.
All right, let me ask you one more question about stuff that we need to promote and understand. What is Keith from Up the Block? What is now the mission? Where's the mission right now? Where is there a main focus that you're like, this is what I'm trying to do right now?
Yeah, well, I say it all the time. I want to get fulfilled to die trying. At this point, I'm 45 years old. I think the purpose in life is for everybody to wake up and to know that everything is okay. I can give you 20 different business plans for things that it is that I want to do. But to tell you the truth, that part is up to the universe. So for me, what I want to do is I want to give joy, give love, receive joy, and make consistent money from being creative and giving people opportunities and let that go where it's going to go. So that's where the goal is. If you would have asked me that question, 15 years ago, I would have told you, oh, I want to own a black Viacom. I wanted to do movies, plays, and all of this stuff. But to tell you the truth, it's very simple. I want to get fulfilled or die trying, because I don't know when I'm going to go. I could die today. Okay?
Yeah. Just don't die right now. Just give us the rest of this interview. Just give us the rest. Just give us everything. Okay. All right. So, as a stand-up comedian, me and Jay Black have gone back and forth. We've talked about the controversy with Dave Chappelle and The Closer. Yeah. First, have you seen it?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Okay. Just want to make sure. And first, give your critique on The Closer. Dave Chappelle's final installment on Netflix.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was beyond genius. Like, to be honest with you, the thing that I enjoy the most about it is the full body of work from what he did on Netflix. And the thing was, he talked a lot about some of the controversy that he was going through, of course, but I don't think that there was any way to ignore it. I think it was called The Closer because it's the closing thought on those 5 specials. So I've never seen a comedian do that. He's doing callbacks from previous specials. It's a special that you can only enjoy if you saw the other specials or if you know what's going on in his life. It was so dope in that way. Whether or not I agree with comments that he made or anything, else like that, which I'm not, I'm not offended, but I gotta say that so I don't get canceled. Of course, I don't got Chappelle money, but only Dave Chappelle could have done a special like that, right? It's like with your favorite MCs or rappers. Sometimes you listen to like only Eminem could have made the Marshall Mathers story. Only Biggie could have made Ready to Die. It was kind of like that. Only Dave Chappelle at this point in history could have made The Closer, and I thought it was beyond genius.
It was kind of ironic because you said the only way you could really set and see and understand the last installment is by watching all the specials, which is kind of crazy because he brought up the lady who wrote the Harry Potter stories. And it's kind of a similar dynamic where you had to read all the Harry Potter stories in order to understand where and he kind of did the same thing. My thing is with the cancel culture right now and what's going on, and where do you stand on it, on the cancel culture, and how far are you willing to go to be like, dog, I can't go with that?
Okay, so the first thing is that I'm not a big fan of cancel culture, but the thing is with me, I mean, can I talk honestly? I'll talk honestly.
Please.
I want to be honest so that people understand where I'm coming from.
Yes.
With cancel culture, I'm not down with it, but the thing is, I haven't been down with it for a while. I'm the guy who doesn't believe that they should take down Confederate statues. I'm that guy, and so I have to reserve that opinion because it's so few with people. But I almost feel like if you try to remove what really happened in history, you're going to alter the future. It's like you're trying to change things like it didn't happen. I'm a black man in America. I was brought here as a slave. In the South, they kept us as slaves. What are you going to try to erase that history so that the pain doesn't follow on there? It's similar to the fact that YouTube and all these people are taking down R. Kelly's music. You're going to act like I didn't sing I Believe I Can Fly in the 8th grade? You're going to act like the genius of this material didn't exist? Or you're going to act like y'all don't still rock music from pedophiles, whether they're white or black or whatever? Or we don't still see images from artists who cut off their ear, who may have been crazy, who may have done other things like that? I think when you get to the point, like, to me, that's like playing God. You're trying to cancel the past and things that happened instead of learning from it. Instead of embracing what we have learned, what we don't want to do, where we don't want to be. If you erase all of that, what does the future look like? That's how I feel.
Keith, what you just said is so amazing because what you want to do what society has begun is say, let's make believe it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then let's just figure out, why is the psychology and people's human being in their minds affected by something that you claim didn't happen?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, exactly. How can you grow if you don't know, if you don't know about the pain, if you don't know about the messed up stuff? How are you going to fix any of the trauma? That's America's problem. It's like you trying to act like it didn't happen. Like removing a statue, is it going to erase what you did to me? And the fact that a statue was erected, if anything, put the education with that so that people know, you know what, this dude led a whole army because he believed that slavery should happen.
Yep.
This is what he did in this year. And we've learned as a country, or this was Robert Kelly. He was making songs that were great, but he was assaulting, young females. And it took a long time for him to be caught. But here are the songs that he did. And this is what he did. And this is where we was with it. Not try to erase stuff or try to cancel people like it never happened. How can we learn?
Is that honoring though? Is that statue point blank in our face? Is that honoring what that person did by having a statue of him? Like, you don't look at it that way.
It's proof that person was honored. And I think that has to be dealt with. It's proven that there were people that felt that it was cool enough to pour the steel and to make the statue of this person. And within that, the story should be told. Plus, where did these Confederate statues go? These racist KKK members got them right in their backyard. That's real, that's real rap. I think that there should be a place for banned statues, and there should be explanation and education, around that. That's just, that's how I feel. Like, tearing down a statue doesn't tear down the pain. It doesn't tear down the whatever. It doesn't make it like this person is, is not honored somewhere anymore. Or just erasing everything. Like, they're about to erase R. Kelly's full music catalog so that the future can't even listen to the stuff that he, the stuff that he wrote.
But the amazing part of it, and once again, we're not supporting what R. Kelly's actions are. We're just dealing with reality. The amazing part is that they want to take away the catalog, but the catalog's streaming went up over 500%. So once again, we want to ignore the reality of what happens, that people love the music.
Yeah.
But we want to make believe we don't.
Yeah. Yeah, we
want to just go like, we really don't, y'all. We really don't. But the reality is the reality.
And plus, to tell you the truth, my radical thinking is just a little different. I think that sometimes actions and music and art is actually sent from God, and that we are just vessels and it flows through us that way. So the person is always faltered, like, you know what I mean? And horrible ways. But there's some things that I think that are divine. And it's like, I Believe I Can Fly is one of those things. I remember listening to that song in a movie theater when I was maybe like 22, 23 and crying in the theater because I had a daughter. I didn't know, I didn't know if I was going to make it just in life and whatever. And I remember that song coming on and it making me cry, like, to tell you the truth, and changing things like in my life. Screw R. Kelly, but you know what I mean? Like that music and art to me sometimes is divine. Like, I don't know the history of Picasso or Van Gogh or whoever did the movie.
There's horrendous. There's horrendous history.
But do we take that away? So do we take away the Mona Lisa? Do we take away Picasso painting? Do we take away? I don't think so.
And if you want to talk about pedophilia, go to the Roman Catholic Church and see the art that is on there. And you watch little boys being under grown men's genitalia. And you can see this is not something that I've made up.
Yeah.
This art is there.
Yeah.
This art is there.
I think it's immature to think that you can erase history with like an eraser. That you could just remove all of this stuff and that it's not there anymore. Now, if the statue removal is ceremonious and they make a whole thing, but my thing is like, I don't want the future of children of color and people of color in this America not to understand exactly what happened and what's going on. You're
absolutely right.
I'd rather erect more new statues of Jay Black than tear down the statues of a slave owner, because at that time America did believe in slaves. We did build this country. That did happen. That happened.
So that CRT, you down with CRT being taught in schools then too, right? Educating the kids.
With CRT?
Critical race theory. So critical race theory, where they teaching about what happened with slavery, what happened, like American history for the black folks, like our history, telling our stories.
Yes, I think like to tell you the truth, I think the sooner that everybody admits what happened, the sooner that everybody can heal. White people can own up and stop feeling guilty for what their ancestors did, but own up to the fact that this is what happened.
They said it's teaching racism. White folks saying it's teaching racism, though. It's teaching racism if you tell the kids what happened. It's still having that stigma.
You got to teach it because America was based on that. So you got to teach it. You got to let them know how this country was founded. Like today is Christopher Columbus Day. Some people call it Indigenous Peoples Day. It's confusing. If I'm a Native American, I'm mad that I got to share a holiday with Christopher Columbus. That half people is this and half of the people are that, because nobody wants to talk about the real of what happened. Just talk about what happened so that we can heal and so that we can get over it. We keep putting band-aids on bullet wounds, or like just trying to erase the person who shot the bullet, and the bullet's still in your arm. He's still dying and bleeding. And they're like, oh, but we erased the shooter from the record, so the bullet didn't happen. Yeah, it did.
No, it absolutely did. And then after Christopher Columbus Day, we'll have one of the biggest contradictions ever when Thanksgiving comes.
Yeah.
And we'll have one of the biggest contradictions ever when we'll go like, what are we really celebrating?
Yeah. I mean, yes, I do think that critical CRT, you said, Jay Black?
Yeah, CRT, yep.
Yeah, peace out, Dev's leaving, that's what I'm saying about. Yeah, I do think that needs to be taught so that they don't start learning these things when they get older. They need to know. White kids, black kids, everybody needs to know the true history of America so that they can know how to be better, how to do better.
And the amazing thing is, it's not the kids that are scared by this.
Yeah.
It's the parents that are scared to allow these kids.
Why are the parents scared?
The parents are scared because their parents are scared, and then their forefathers are scared, and then the truth. Kids ain't got a problem with the truth.
Yeah.
It's the parents
and that should be talked about. All of it needs to be talked about. Like, I don't know how real everybody's parents were, but I remember when my mom told me that Santa Claus was not real. Like, you know what I mean? I can remember the conversation that she had with me about it. Like, Santa Claus isn't real, but the spirit of Santa Claus is real. And me, I'm Santa Claus. It's me. It's my money. I go out and I do that for you because we're representing this holiday in the spirit of that. So even though Santa Claus isn't real, you know, I'm doing what I can do as a parent because I love you. And that was like, what, as a kid, that was real. And I got it like that. Like, we need to start being very real about everything. Man.
So as a comedian on stage, are you doing those controversial topics? Or are you hitting on the LG?
Oh, yes. The key from up the block that you see now is very different from if you would have seen me before. I talk a lot about white privilege. For instance, I talk about giving straight black men permission to love gay men, to love people from the LGBTQ community, because we've never been given that permission. Like, to be honest, we were given toxic. They took away everything from us, the family structure, the money, everything. But you know what they gave us? They gave us toxic masculinity. They gave us the inherent thought that we can beat everybody up, that we can run faster or we stronger. We macho men. We got the biggest penis, and we can sleep with every woman or any woman that we want to. That's what they gave us. And a lot of black men inherently ride or die on that. So when you challenge their straightness or whatever, you know, the fighting words to tell another black man is suck my, you know what, and it's one of the gayest things you can say. When you say that to another straight black man, it's fighting words because you tapping into his homophobia. And that homophobia isn't exactly built by us because we got the capacity to love everybody. Everybody got somebody gay in their family. Everybody got artists that Luther Vandross, Prince. Prince might not have been gay, but he was definitely queer. Come on, let's get with it. Let's holler at it. And we didn't stop listening to his music or hate our relatives or whatever else like that, whether we lived that. But the media and people would make you think that the straight black man is as racist and homophobic as a straight white man. We have a different history, but we have to be given those permissions to say that, oh, this person's like, I love the BET Hip Hop Awards this year. I didn't love the awards, but one of the hottest rappers was that gay dude. Because the rest of the rappers were like, you know, they were mumbling and their heads were down. This gay dude came up there, man, he blazed that cipher, and it was like, that's the thing about hip hop. Hip hop was white, black, gay, straight, everything in its exception, as long as you were dope. Like, you know what I mean? But I think that yes, in my material, I talk about a lot of that. I talk about how my favorite movies got white privilege in them, and I can't watch them no more because of that. Like Home Alone. This lady had a kid lost 2 times. Nobody called DHS.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, think about how rich it's so much white privilege. At the beginning of the first movie, it's a whole cop in a house. And he's not really a cop, but it's a whole cop in their house for 20 minutes. Like, so yes, in my material, I go there.
I get it.
People from a loop because they're like, oh, it's a silly dude from Urban Expressions and he's getting a little deep. But yeah, I'll go there.
No, but as you get older, you realize the expression on stage is a deeper meaning, and you realize that now you have an expression where you're like, I'm just not trying to make you laugh. I really have something that I have to express to you guys that I feel, and if you laugh, that's gonna be great. And I would love you guys to really like laugh hard, but I really need to get this off intellectually. Oh, with the cipher guy, the gay dude on the cipher, I understand totally what you're saying. I just didn't think he was that dope, but I know what you're saying.
In comparison,
yes, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, yes.
Put it like this: if he's in the special class, he was the one that was out. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I hope I don't get canceled for that. That's how everybody gets. And
he sounded out all the words in the special class. Like he sounded them out. Nobody had to interrupt. No, I get what you're saying. Because I know you love hip hop and I love hip hop. So I was just like, but you're good with that. You're good. He said he was in
but the straight black dude after him was nice too. I don't even know their names, but that part, like I watched the whole ciphers. That part of that was the best cipher. The one with the,
it was
with the homosexual dude, and then the dude from I think New York that came after him. They was killing it. The rest of them, I don't know what they was doing.
Like Keith from Up the Block is number one a comedian, right? He's a comedian, but you got to understand the TV show, because people who are watching may not know. They're not from Philly. They may not know about Urban Expressions, which was a hip hop video show that was revolutionary in Philadelphia, because what it did was something that was so crazy that these individuals were able to put a show on TV in Philadelphia to play hip hop videos. All y'all are so spoiled. Like, I get it. I'm going to sound like the old man. All y'all are spoiled because y'all get content in every aspect. On your phone, on YouTube, you turn around, there's another video that you can just Google. We couldn't do that.
No.
So when somebody actually had a space on television to play videos that we know we could, we were like, God damn, this guy's bringing jewels. Like they're playing these videos and we've never seen these before. You don't understand how amazing it is. And then when I talk to him, I know how much he loves hip hop. And my whole point with the whole hip hop thing is, how hard is it for you right now when you listen to hip hop? Without being the old dude who wants to judge everything. Like, how do you go about listening with an open, unjudgmental ear and go like, okay, I can listen?
Huh. Okay. So I guess the answer to that is I don't. I'm like, I've been through a lot of changes in the past 2 years, right? Like, so I don't watch or I don't listen to anything that's going to alter my spirit in a certain way.
Got you.
So I love dope hip hop. I like Nas's album, King's Disease. I love Jay-Z's 444. I listen to Anderson .Paak. I listen to some J. Cole. There's some good stuff out there. I think you have to search for it. I don't knock the kids for listening to what they got to, but I really don't want to hear a bunch of people that look like me killing people that look like me. I really don't want to. It's at the point where it's like, yo, it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years or more of us celebrating our trauma and not fixing it. And this false perceived notion that we want to hear that, because we don't. Because when a song like Happy comes out, when a song like I'm Living My Best Life, we jump right on it because it makes us feel good. When I listen to other stations and other genres, they play stuff to pick people up. Even in the morning, I can't listen to some black radio in the morning sometimes because it's like, what are you feeding me in the morning? You feeding me death. You feeding me a bunch of sex, a bunch of angst, a bunch of death, a bunch of all this stuff. And there's no way to cover it up. It might got a good beat to it, but music is spiritual. So you got me repeating these mantras that's only going to kill me and kill my people. So me personally, I want to get fulfilled and die trying. So I can't really listen to a lot of it. So for me, I'm so busy creating. Hip hop is in me. Hip hop culture is in me. When I celebrate, you know what I do? I went to the New York Hip Hop Day. I saw Slick Rick and KRS and DJ Kid Capri. The day before, I was at Lady B's Dawn, so I saw Big Daddy Kane, Nice and Smooth, EPMD. I travel to go see Anderson .Paak. I might travel to go see J. Cole or Kendrick or something like that, because hip-hop is still here. Hip-hop is still here. We just got to celebrate it and lift it up. I think everybody's so worried about being popular, they forgot about their own heart, and they forgot how to truly get fulfilled. If it's dope, I listen to it. A lot of the stuff ain't dope. I'm sorry. And I don't care if you call me a hater, you call me old, it's not dope. You know what we need, Jay Black? Jay Black.
What we need?
Jay Black, we need more people like you was back in the day. We need more tastemakers. We need more people that can review material and say, this is what should be out, or this is what should play after 10 o'clock, or we going to push this artist online, but we're going to push them and we're going to push their brand because the growth of it is better overall for the long picture. We don't do that. We don't, we don't do that. We don't have any more tastemakers.
How much time, Jay Black, do we have? Because Keith is excellent right now. I want to thank you, Keith. I want to thank you for actually taking time out to do this. This is the only thing I'll say with hip hop, and I think we kind of forget. Now, number one is the problem with hip hop is that it has been manufactured that 20-year-olds will always run the genre.
Yeah,
it's
which
the
is
only. And when 20-year-olds run it, 20-year-olds are going to make mistakes. 20-year-olds are going to say things and going to get caught up in the structure of just making money and saying crazy stuff. Then I go back to our era, which I pretty much consider myself, I have a PhD in art. Right. Our era really forgets how we dropped the ball.
Yeah, we did. We did it.
Our era really forgets that we had a song called Put It in Your Mouth. That was a club banger in the club.
But wait, here's the thing. I talk about...
Wait. I get it. But let me finish. There was a balance. There was definitely a balance where we would have that song and then we'd have a Tribe Called Quest and we'd have the Native Tongues. We'd have Public Enemy and we'd have a balance. Poor Righteous Teachers. We'd have a balance. We'd have X-Clan. We'd have a balance of information. And I get it. Once corporate got in it, but I will say this every time. Once corporate saw that NWA sold, they decided we didn't need Tribe Called Quest and the rest of them because they were talking too much positivity. And we ran with it. In our 20s, we were running with Coogee Rap. I love Coogee Rap. Yeah. Coogee Rap has one of the most lyrical songs that is one of the most disgusting songs ever, rated XXX. Lyrically, it's amazing. Content-wise, I was almost like, bugging when I heard it. But I'm saying, like, our generation, we kind of handed the baton over, and then we wanted to point the finger at those we handed the baton over, and we was fucking up too.
Yeah, I mean, I got my opinion on that.
No, go ahead, Keith. I want your opinion. That's why I put that out there. I literally want.
I talk about this in my material specifically. I talk about the song "Put It in Your Mouth." Right. This is what I think. I'm going to try to condense this. I'm going to try to condense this as best.
You ain't no. Do it. Open up. Go do your thing. Do your thing, homie. Do your thing.
So here's the deal. When we listened to those songs back in the day, right? Hip hop had a plethora of material, whether it was NWA or, like you said, Tribe Called Quest or Public Enemy. Here's the thing, though. We knew that when we were listening to Put It in Your Mouth that it was wrong. I knew when I was listening to AMG, Uncle Luke, and all of that it was wrong. That I could not play it in front of my parents, that it would not play at 2 o'clock p.m. on the radio. I had to get it on a mixtape, or I had to go sneak and listen to it. When I do that, there's a cover of morality that's there, right? Because I know that as a young guy, I'm going to church and I got parents. I can't play this in front of my mom. My mom not going to dance to Put It in Your Mouth. I'm going to get on punishment. I got my ass beat for having an Eazy-E's first cassette. And my mom found it and put it in and played it. And when she heard that Eazy-E, I got beat and I got put on punishment, right? So what I feel like is this. What has happened is that parents have become younger.
Yeah.
Morals have changed within our community. And to tell you the truth, at the point where we were rioting during the Rodney King riots and everything else like that, Public Enemy was like the #1 song on the radio. That's where we were. We were about going to college. It was about, I remember when The Different World was on back in, like, let's say 92 to 94, we used to wear HBCU hoodies, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a gold chain, and that's how you got the girls and everything. We were looking towards college, towards positivity. The movie Malcolm X came out. These were the things that were as cool as twerking. These things were cool. And what I actually believe is around the time of 94 and 95, when, around the time when Biggie dropped, when Tupac dropped, when the game changed, when Puffy became a rapper and everything else like that, corporate decided, and I actually think that there's a huge conspiracy that the negative images will further. There's some other artistic creative things too, because I think the hustler, the drug dealers in the neighborhood, they were sick and tired of not getting a chance to be famous because they were dealing with people who had rap skill like Big Daddy Kane or like Tretch, who could rap about his life, but he could rap real well. So I think that when Puffy came out, when other people came out and made rap simpler, I think corporate knew that they could market this because it was simpler. I think that I don't know if the government gave aid or whatever, but the whole game changed and everything made drug dealing seem like it was the norm, made killing black people seem like it was the norm. Like you couldn't be a rapper if you did that. You were whack if you did that. And they sold it to us so that we could believe that this is what we really want. I have nothing against songs about coochie or anything else like that. But why is a hardcore rapper like Cardi B? Because let's be honest, Cardi B is dope, but she's a hardcore female rapper. Her content has been like Uncle Luke from the beginning. It's always been that. That doesn't take away her dopeness, but they have made her a pop star so that when little girls see her, that's what you hear. It's been so embedded that if you talk against it, you're labeled as a hater, which is why the term hater is something that I really hate, because hater wasn't always around. Craig G said there's a sign on the door, no biting allowed. Now you can bite everything. You can bite everything. And what has happened is it's dulled the culture. There's no more tastemakers. There's no more people to say, okay, this should happen. Look at Philly, man. Why is Cosmic Cav the #1 tastemaker for 30 years? Ain't that man like 65? Like, for real, there's been no changes. Why is Funk Flex still at the helm? And I love them, salute. But why are they still at the helm? Why isn't there somebody radical that can find a new Tribe Called Quest? You know the biggest tastemaker? Jay-Z. And Jay-Z was the one that was doing music that's a certain thing, but he's responsible for Kanye. He's responsible for J. Cole. That dude look like a Rastafarian right now. Like, that's the Jay-Z he always wanted to be. Now he's dropping jewels. He's being a tastemaker. We need more of that because people don't understand that the hip-hop genre can die. Disco did die. And let me tell you this, disco was dope and it was black. And a lot of us bought the thing that, disco was whack, was whatever. The Bee Gees were dope. Even though they're white dudes, but the Bee Gees, Staying Alive is the best movie soundtrack ever. Listen to it. And watch the movie.
Staying Alive is actually
disco was mostly a black genre. It was Donna Summer. It was black and it was gay. And because it was so powerful, they decided to disco duck it up and make it seem like it was whack so that they could move on to something else.
No.
Hip hop.
Diana Ross had disco songs, and they were tons of classic songs that if you play right now, you'll be like, wow, I forgot.
Rap is getting disco ducked because the statements that Public Enemy were making, the statements that a radical Tupac Shakur was making, and that other people were making were causing black people to revolt and do what we do in the streets, what we saw when George Floyd died. Rap was doing that. It was unifying black people. So that's my long end of their disco ducking rap. They've made it whack. The hottest rappers sing now. They're not even rapping. They're singing. It's not even really rap. It's still hip hop. And at the same time, I believe that the young kids have a right to have their expression, but the world is so kind of jacked up that there's no tastemakers and there's no leaders to tell them, let's do this, let's do that. So that's my opinion.
No, it's an excellent opinion. It's an excellent opinion, and I agree wholeheartedly for everything that you're saying. And it's just such a long story, and there's so many different angles when you get into it, and you just go you realize this master plan to manipulate this culture that was created has been masterful.
Yes,
has been masterful.
And I heard one like crazy.
And I heard one person say the reason why you can't have, and I go back to Tribe Called Quest because he actually said this. The reason why you can't have a Tribe Called Quest, or you can't have a Black Sheep, or you can't have certain standout groups is because when they phase out, you can't replace them. But you can replace somebody who you just make regular, and you just say, just do this, and you'll pop off for 4 or 5 years. And once you fade out, we have your replacement because we've now made the blueprint on how simple it is and how dumbified that is actually become. And I will say this every time. The hardest part about hip hop
is what they did to jazz.
Exactly. What they did to jazz. And Keith, you'll know this from loving lyricism. What we've made it is that when I do a parody to a song, I almost can't make it funny anymore because it's so stupid to begin with that it's hard to make it even worse.
Yeah.
So you go
you can't take something stupid and make it stupider.
So what you got to do is you got to take it in a whole different direction. It's got to be something about something that has nothing to do, because you've already taken it to a point where I don't believe it. Yeah. So my point of this saying is what hip hop did wrong was everybody can do it. When I heard Nas rhyme, I did not think I could do that.
Yeah.
When I heard KRS do that,
we'll have another Tribe Called Quest, but they'll be white. And that's
that's
where it's going to. Eminem is a phenomenal rapper, so I'm a huge Eminem fan. I'm starting to see these other white boys that have that are just like cookie cutter. It's like Boys to Men. It's like Boys to Men to NSYNC and Backstreet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Chuck Berry to Elvis. It's happening. Rock and roll is a black medium. The term rock and roll was made by Chuck Berry in a song called Rockin' and Rollin'. The only reason white people call rock and roll was because they couldn't take black albums to their house and say that they was playing funk or blues. So they said, we playing rock and roll so we can listen to it. And the same thing is starting to happen to rap. And at the same time, rap is the number one unifier of hip hop is the number one unifier of diverse people. White, black, gay, straight. It's the number one. It is that thing that kind of brings us all together.
Because there's no other form of music where you can literally just talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you can talk.
I can literally just talk to you and go, I say this, I'm not singing it. I'm telling you this, and this. And you go like, oh, I get it. I get what you're saying. Keith, we gotta have you back on the show, dog. We gotta have you back. If you got time, we'd love to have you back on.
No, let's do it. I'm down to have these conversations. I want to give you guys your flowers because, like, you know what I mean? I'm a fan. I'm always been a fan of everything that you guys have done and your professionalism and everything. And Michael Shawn, watching you with the Laugh House when I began doing comedy, I mean, it was very inspirational because I was coming from TV and I knew you from radio, but then when I saw you do comedy, it was like totally different. It was like I started to see a blueprint of how I could do what it was that I was doing. Because coming in from one media realm and then saying I'm going to do comedy, everybody knew me from the TV show Urban Expression, so it was kind of hard to bomb at the beginning. Because here's this dude you saw on TV. He funny on TV. How you gonna be funny on stage? But when I saw you perform and you perform sets and headline and feature at the Laugh House, and especially you came in at a crazy time when you was there. You came in there at that Kevin Hart, Denny Live to Ray, Michael Blackson, there every week at the Laugh House. So you like a Philly, you know, to me, a lot of people, you a Philly king of comedy, dog. Like for real.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I wish there was a way to tell that Philly story. Me and Jay Black have had this conversation. I was born in the Bronx, moved to South Jersey, and had my start in radio. My start in comedy was in New York, but then the Laugh House was the stomping ground. That was. There's so much in the story between Philly comedy. And I'm not talking about Bill Cosby, no disrespect. Not talking about Bill Cosby comedy. I'm talking about this generation of comedy that there's so many stories that are remarkable. And then I even took it further when I was talking to QDZ Quincy. And I was like, dog, nobody really understands what it was like in 2000 when Allen Iverson.
I totally understand because I was going through, I was a fly on the wall. But for everybody watching, imagine going to a comedy club. Now, all of these people are about to blow. So I'm already all right. But you can see for like $15, Michael Blackson, Kevin Hart, Michael Shawn, Spank, Jay Okerson, Joe DeRosa. You know what I mean? Maybe some other people that were just in there. Naeem Lynn. Like
Naeem Lynn. The whole Plastic Cup Boys was right in the same lobby. Everybody was there.
Yeah, everybody's in the same lobby going up to do their time. It was like the period for me, for Philly, that's like the period in New York where Eddie Murphy and Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend were all comics with Jerry Seinfeld. And you could go to a club and see all material. It was a beautiful time. You might need to write the script, Michael Shawn. You might need to write that.
And can we please shout out Charles Walden?
Charles, I just shouted Charles Walden and Keith Robinson 2 days ago.
Keith Robinson, Buck Wild, Toure, and all, and the whole squad out there. Dog, there was so much exquisite.
Like you said, that was the state property, the Allen Iverson era too. That was
and that's what I was saying. In the same time, it was AI was the point guard, was shooting guard. Donovan McNabb was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Rockefeller and Beanie Siegel, all them.
Right. And the thing is, they would be there too. Like you would.
They would be there too. Yeah.
You would get celebs. You be there. You be like, oh shit, that's Donovan. Or you know what I mean? Oh, that's probably ain't you Freeway? You know, it was a crazy time, man.
It was a crazy the eruption of Philly.
Creed locked up Buck Wild.
Yes.
When Buck Wild was really doing counterfeit money and robbing people, coming up
in real life,
like before Kev, or right around the time, right before Kev did the Rockefeller movies.
Yes, right before that.
That was a crazy great time, man.
All-Star Weekend. That All-Star Weekend when that came, when All-Star Weekend hit Philly.
No, wait. Y'all had an unfair advantage during All-Star Weekend. You know what I mean? Because during All-Star Weekend, y'all was popping. Y'all was popping. Y'all was on the radio. Y'all was like popping. I was getting into places because of y'all. Like I think I was able to snag that Jay-Z interview, that Wendy Williams interview, just based off of sneaking in, just going behind y'all.
Right.
And the parties. Oh my God.
Oh. Yeah. But that was the brilliance of the whole thing. If you said, "Yo, I want to walk in with y'all," we'd be like, "Well, come on."
Yeah.
come walk on in. Like ignorance is bliss. We didn't even know what we were a part of. We were just like, come on in. I don't even know.
No, y'all was at the helm. I don't want to announce any type of competition or put anything out there. But at that time, y'all know what I'm talking about. At that time, in Philly All-Star Weekend. Oh my God.
Yo, the funny thing, Keith, is nobody understands. At Chrome Nightclub, and Jay already knows the story, I literally hosted a show, and the other hosts were Shaq and OJ Simpson.
Yeah. And I remember that.
And I'm watching white girl sit on OJ Simpson's lap.
Yeah. You didn't see her again after that, but she was
no, I don't even know. Like, I wish I could get the exact people
All-Star
together.
Weekend was just so dope. Like, I ran into OJ on South Street. It was crazy.
On South Street, yes.
I ran into OJ, and then Dame Dash was coming the other way. DMX was at South Street Diner eating pancakes. It was crazy. I had breakfast with Fat Joe. It was crazy, man. And I think
it was
y'all.
dumb.
That was y'all. When I did the breakfast with Fat Joe, that was one of y'all Jones.
No, the breakfast was Fat Joe. But the fact that you saw OJ on South Street, I remember how he shut down South Street.
Right? Before I go, can I let people know about Comedy College real quick? Our open house.
No. Rock out. Do your thing.
Okay. So to everybody watching, man, to anybody inside of the Philadelphia area or the tri-state area, have you ever thought about doing stand-up comedy? Like, have people told you that you should do stand-up comedy, or is it just something that you want to do? Well, Philadelphia Comedy College is here. We are back. We took about a year and a half off, after the pandemic. We have a new location in Old City, a new location. We're at an art gallery in Old City. Now, we meet on Tuesdays from 6 to 9. Our open house is tomorrow, and the great thing is that it's free. So for anybody in the area, if you want to come out, the first class is free. So you come out, we teach you the class, and we talk about how you could continue. But no matter if you take our program or not, I'm giving you the opportunity to change your life for free. And when I say that, I can't make anybody funny. I can't make anybody famous. But we're talking about fulfillment. So stand-up comedy is something that you always wanted to do, or you already do stand-up comedy, and you want to enhance your skill set, come on out. Our instructors are from Hulu, Comedy Central, HBO, and Stars. Ray Gordon is the lead instructor at Philadelphia Comedy College. He's the truth. So the way it goes is, come every week and you hone a set, and then we have a sold out graduation show at Punchline Comedy Club. You get professional headshots. Our photographers from Essence Magazine and Temple University Football. You get utensils, you get a t-shirt, and you get an HD video reel of your performance at the graduation. So that when you graduate, you'll have video and you'll have pictures so that you can start getting booked right after you graduate. Even if you never do anything and you always wanted to do stand-up comedy, it's a chance to have that experience in your life so that you can know that you did it and that you gave it a shot. For more info, go to www.philadelphiacomedycollege.com. If you want to RSVP, you can email us at roughandvision@gmail.com so that you can come to tomorrow's free open house. I'm Keith from Up the Block, and I hope that you have a good day on purpose.
Keith, DM me. Jay Black has all your information, right? He got the number and everything.
Yeah. Jay got my number.
Because I'm back. I'm on the East Coast now. I'm going back to Texas today, but then I'm coming back. So I want to hang out.
You got to come to the comedy, John.
That's what I want to do. That's exactly why I'm.
Yo, Mike, the comedy, John, is that work, yo. Every Monday from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. But I'll be honest, we really start like around 10 a.m. But it's at a bar at Front and Girard. So it's a little small comedy hub. But it just
so 10 p.m. it starts. 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's not just comics. We get females in that joint, and it's women. I gotta stop saying females. We get women in there. It's just dope. It's a dope workout spot.
Okay, so it's on a Monday. It's every Monday.
It's every Monday.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back in like a week. I leave today, but I'm back in a week. Okay, so it goes down tonight then.
Yeah, it goes down tonight.
All right, and you hosted, and they got comedians, and everybody else's works out in there.
Yeah, everybody comes through, works out. It's very loose. I made it like it's like one of them. I made it like a comedy hang, like one of them New York comedy rooms, where it's just small. You come through. I don't over promote it. If you in the know, you know. But when you go in there, it's like and it's up close and personal. It's like it's raw. It's dope.
Once I get back, I'm coming. Me and Jay are coming right up in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just let me know, dog. I'll let you do as much time as you want to do up there.
Oh, I definitely want to rock out. So once I get back,
type of thought, I tell you, it's not technically an open mic. I'll let you on if I know you. It's more of a comedy hang. I try to make a show for the people that are there.
Oh, and what I want to have you back on the show for is because we got the Big Daddy Kane KRS-One versus. Yeah. So once it happens, doesn't it happen? Isn't it this Sunday? It happens this Sunday, right?
16th. I think it's the 16th. Yeah, I think it's coming up. Yeah.
It's coming up. Once we do that, I'm going to reach out to you so you can come back on and give your critique on the verses.
Okay.
Between Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One.
Okay. I will.
And we're good. All right, my dude. Thank you so much.
No problem. Salute y'all, man. I love y'all. Keep doing the thing. I'll come back on at any time.
All right, big dog. Right. Keep from up the block. Get that Philadelphia Comedy College. I'm going to take this Black and Mild 4-minute break, and we'll come right back. Wow. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Okay, I have some advice for you real quick, and it's going to sound crazy. It's going to sound crazy. All the athletes that I talked to when they 20 signed a big contract.
Don't listen to this. Don't listen.
No, I'm telling you. Listen to me. Listen to me. Get a vasectomy. Get a vasectomy now.
Listen.
Don't
listen to him.
Women, shut up. Y'all don't have penises. Y'all don't have penises.
Don't. You're doing a great job.
Listen to me, homie.
Thank you so much.
Listen to me. You see these like Brett, what's her name? Bundles. What's that girl on IG? Bundles.
No. Don't even
stay away. No. Stay away. I want you to stay away.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're not even gonna get into that. We ain't
even
looking at energy right now.
Focus on his focus.
Nah.
Don't let none of these women get you. You are in the prime of your life right now, dog. I'm telling you, you can reverse the vasectomy later on, but right now we don't need no kids or nothing like that. We don't need Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out.
Walmart or Target? Walmart or Target?
Target, man.
Like, did you even have to ask that, J Black?
I got money now. I got a hit song or two. You know what I'm saying?
We sing this why I love you. Like, what?
I love you. Imagine me just being in Walmart. I mean, I'll go sometime, but you know what I mean? Target.
All right, last one. Oh, somebody wanted to know about prenups. We'll come back to that. Last one. Nasty sex or making love? You only get to choose one. No,
that ain't fair. Both of them.
Tell me, it depends on the time of the day.
It does. But I just saw a video that went viral of somebody they reenacting on Viola Davis's page, reenacting TV love scenes and how it's just dramatic and no love is being made. It's just and ain't nothing happening.
Ain't nothing happening unless you a pastor.
Right. I'm gonna get you saved, Mike. Mike, you gonna get saved. Major hope motivation.
Don't let.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't you dare complain ever that we don't bring people to this forum that can entertain you, that can school you, and do everything. Major hope motivations, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm proud of you, man. I believe in you. You is kind, you is smart, you is important. Man, I'm rocking with this team. Let's do it.
Thank you, Major. Thank you so much. Yo,
I love y'all. Y'all meet me on social media. Now that's Major, and I'll talk with y'all later. Peace,
absolutely.
Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah. We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Yes, I do.
Michael Sean wears
tight shirts. Every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Yeah. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Every day.
My son wears
tight shirts. To the gym or wherever.
tight shirts.
Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Sean and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah. Check out the next single, Grown Man Wearing Skinny Jeans.
That's it, bro. Mix it up, bro. Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Yeah, tap in. What up, Stacy? You are Mike. What's that?
Love. You are loved. I think you're loved.
Oh,
Mike.
thank you.
Yeah,
I
loved,
appreciate
Mike.
that.
Love.
I appreciate that. Let me get you, Jay Black, on the IG. What we got coming up next? What's next?
It's supposed to be allegedly with Sexy Mo. I guess I think it's a little schedule conflict. So we're gonna get our boxing legend back on schedule for another day.
Ivan can't get on.
What? Yeah, I lost contact. So I'm not sure what's going on.
I was looking forward to rocking with Ivan Robinson. A lot of y'all may not know him. Boxing fans know exactly who I'm talking about. Damn. Shout from Keith. We should have kept Keith from up the block for another hour. Damn it.
Yeah, he was good. Keith was good.
Shout out to Keith from up the block. Philadelphia Comedy College. It goes on. Make sure you go check that out. You ever wanted to be a comedian?
I thought about being a comedian me before. I was sitting there thinking like, man, maybe I should go. Maybe I could, hone my craft, figure out some routine. No,
Let me think.
Ain't no damn comedian. I can't do that. That's too much pressure standing on stage. That's too much pressure. That's too much.
I think you do. You do have.
Oh, I got a little. Wait. What's that? I got a little potential. You see a little something?
I honestly think that you have a specific personality that works. That would work, and it works on radio. It works on this show. It's just that you got to be bold enough to actually cultivate it and stay Jay Black and not fall for not fall for the pressure of the crowd. Top Flight, is it too early in the morning to be a comedian? No, it's not too early in the morning. Top Flight, it's not too early. No, I'm serious. But Jay has a specific personality that in order to do that on stage, you got to be bold as hell to just be. This is not. I don't even know how to say this but I got to say this. In order for you,
what up, Kelly?
In order for you to be specifically the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that in a negative way. Okay. I mean that in an opinionated way where you're not scared to say your opinion and to say the jokes that you want to say, because your personality is stern, where you actually say things on radio and you say things on this show that rub people the wrong way, but it's hilarious.
Because I would love to talk about relationships. Clearly, relationships would be like a main thing for me. Because I feel like everybody go through relationship stuff and they got their opinions and relationships, and I think that would be one of my main lanes.
Yeah, but you have to stay strong on your opinion, and you can't fade when the crowd don't mess with you.
Oh, and see, that's the depression kick in. Mark said I was supposed to do 5 minutes. Yeah, Mike ain't had no budget for me, so I wasn't doing it for free.
No, there was no budget. He wasn't getting on stage.
No, but as a comedian, though, when the crowd isn't with you, I can see that being a moment where you freak out. It's like, oh man, they crickets, and then they staring at you, and it's like, oh. And then you like, I guess you just say, well, F y'all. I got paid regardless. And like, and then that'll make people laugh though. Like in that moment.
I mean, it makes people laugh, but understand when people get quiet and you really have their attention, especially when they don't agree. Now is when whatever you wrote next got them. Because even when they don't agree, if you say something funny when they don't agree and they have to laugh at something that they don't agree with, oh, you won. Like you won. What?
They giggle, they laugh.
Once they laugh, they're like, yo, I can't stand what you just said. I hate what you just said. But it made me laugh. That's when you go like, I'm the champion. I won. Because that is the whole point of having different points of view on stage. But that was my thing. I truly think that if you were bold enough to do it, if you were bold enough to really stick by your guns and be like, listen, it might not work out.
It might not.
It might not work out today, but I'm going to keep going. People will, there's always somebody in that crowd who agrees with you. They just want somebody to
say it
for them.
Yes. That's what I've been thinking a lot of times. Like I tell my wife this all the time. I'm not the only person that thinks like this or think this way.
No.
She always think, how way you're weighing it. Like I know there's other perspectives out there. People need to have the courage and confidence to speak it. Yeah.
There are heterosexual men. And now in 2021, you have to be very specific. There are heterosexual men who would love for somebody to tell other people to shut up. And you'd be like, that is so disrespectful.
Just shut up.
Every man has wanted to tell their woman to shut up. Just shut up. Shut up.
Don't utter another word. Don't
say nothing else. Just shut up.
Just nip it right there.
Why do you think we laugh when I call people stupid dummies? Because people want to call other people stupid dummies, especially your significant other. Do you know how much and obviously, when you're in the house, you should not call your significant other a stupid dummy. You shouldn't do it. It's gonna lead to problems.
But why not? But go ahead.
but on stage, trust me, half the stuff I say on stage, I ain't never gonna say to Stacey's face. Ever in life am I gonna say it in the house. But on stage, it's showtime. Everybody wants a voice. Everybody has a voice. The most ignorant, the most sincere, the most humble, the shy people want somebody to have a voice. The most insecure people to have a voice. Like everybody wants to have a voice. I'm just not gonna say it to Stacey, but I'm telling you, if you could stand firm and say what you say on stage, there would be people going, "That's right. Yes, I get it." I think you could possibly pull it off. I think you could.
I think
you probably bomb a few times. But who hasn't? Like you're not really dope until you bombed a few times, because that means you rubbed an entire comedy club the wrong way. Like there was nothing. Like you rubbed everybody. Everybody was like, "Yeah, they really."
Did he really just say that? Did he offend all them people? Did he?
Or the people the people who agree with you were outnumbered and they couldn't speak up. They're like, "Damn, we want to rock with you, but we can't." We want to rock with you, but we can't.
I can't be the only one here.
We outnumbered right now. We outnumbered. We totally outnumbered right now. There's no way. Listen, and that's why when a woman gets on there and a woman goes in on men, women finally applaud because they go like, finally, a woman gets on there and says what she has to say about a man and blah, 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 and women clap it up. Like as a guy, if you say something right, especially right now in the environment and the temperature of the climate right now, you would either destroy a comedy club or you would never get booked again.
They never held you back. Or as a standing ovation.
It's either a standing ovation and they carry you on their shoulders, or they're complaining to the box office, please don't ever have him back again. And they're on the email list and they're just saying, don't ever have Jay Black aka Spanky, ever back on stage ever again. Which is funny that your name is Spanky and Spank is Spank.
There's a Spank out there. There's Spanky Hayes and Spank Horton, Plastic Cup Boys. I said, yo, they stole my
What
nickname.
in the hell is going on with these Spank? Put yourself on the IG live because we got
I never use that name though. I reached out to our guest tomorrow, and he still calls me Spank. I had to laugh.
Who's the guest tomorrow?
We was talking about the rap and hip hop and respect and music, and the Roots came up. So I reached out to Kamal. Yes, Tamar. He plays the keys, and I was just looking through some of the stuff that the Roots done over the years, and just chopping it up. But yeah, he still calls me that because we went to high school together. That's where that came from. But yeah, it should be a fun interview tomorrow with the legendary Roots crew.
Yo, that is hilarious. We got a member from the legendary Roots crew. Like, it's gonna be so funny tomorrow because I know Jay Black's gonna put me on the spot, and I'm still gonna ask Kamal. Okay, in a hip hop in Philly, who can be on a versus other than if we're gonna eliminate Beanie, Rockefeller? No, just Beans. I said Black Thought can do a versus and the Roots. Even though I don't know who the hell.
You didn't say the Roots could do it.
No, I said Black Thought can. I did say Black Thought can because he can rhyme better than he's in my
all
top
the Black
five
Thought joints is not solo. Is under the Roots label.
Who else was rapping other than Black Thought? Who else was rapping?
Back then, Malik B. That was the first album, and then Dice Raw had a run.
And shout to Dice Raw.
Rozelle, remember Rozelle? You Human Beatbox. And then
once again, it's Black Thought. It's Black Thought.
No, yeah. But you said they can't do verses. Now you're gonna say
I said Black Thought can. Who are the Roots gonna do a verses against? Earth, Wind, and Fire? Like, who are they gonna do a verses against? There's no other hip hop band that they can do a verses against. Who they gonna go against?
That's the Sonic. No.
That's the Sonic.
A hip hop band, jazz. You could call it that.
Yeah, we can't have nobody. But I'm gonna ask him to say, yo, get on the damn the IG. Why are you so anti? It's our last 11 minutes.
Member, I was wondering, do each member of them get when they won Grammys? Do each member get a Grammy? Right, each member of the group get a Grammy, right?
I don't know.
Like who
bro, did we ever win a Grammy? How will we know? Like how? Like where would we get our information from? Like how would we get our information?
Oh, it looked like our guest did pop in, Mike. Oh, no doubt. All right, cool.
No, it's not.
Yeah, let me turn this down.
No, it's not.
Yes, I see.
He almost about to hurt. He don't understand how important this is.
Yeah, he's getting himself situated. Looks like. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let me see. Hold on. I can't wait.
Yeah. So I can't wait. No, stop, Tam. Yeah. We ain't never won a Grammy. Like so, the day I won a People's Choice Award, then we could talk about it. I'm gonna win a People's Choice Award. Watch.
But yeah, so Kamal from the Roots tomorrow morning.
Yes.
He'll be here, and he's a big sports guy.
Yeah.
They're doing Jimmy Fallon at 5 nights a week. Always was curious. They used to tour 300 plus days a year. They left that alone to do Jimmy Fallon every night.
I would have too. I would have.
Tour money is real too, though. And you're on.
No, it's Jimmy Fallon NBC money. You got to be kidding me. You're wilding right now.
But yeah, so our next guest is ready, Mike. I'll let you do the intro. I know you big boxing fan as well. I knew this man for a long time. We knew each other for back in the day and before his boxing career took off. But I'll let you. He's Hall of Fame right now. But go ahead, Mike. Do you?
Listen, man, in honor of watching an incredible, legendary heavyweight fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, in honor of watching some of the greatest fights that I YouTube them all the time, this man actually was part of some of the greatest fights you will ever see on YouTube. If you know of a gentleman named Arturo Gatti, Ivan Robinson beat Arturo Gatti. Rest in peace, Arturo Gatti, twice. And he was the original Gotti Ward. It was Robinson and Gotti. This man, straight out of Philadelphia, one of the great lightweights ever, fought Julio Cesar Chavez. My man, Ivan Mighty Robinson is on here. Ivan Robinson is on. What's good, big homie?
What's up, family? How you doing, man? I like that come out, man. You really did it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Ivan, you got to understand, me and my dad are literally have spent some of the greatest times ever watching fights. Just watching fights. Just Like the longest I ever hugged my dad in history is when Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones. I literally grabbed my dad and I hugged him. Like I hugged him. Like
wow.
And so you mean a lot. You mean a lot in Boxing After Dark on HBO, a series that you were a star on. First of all, number one, how are you doing? Because
I'm doing great, man.
boxers go through a lot. How are you feeling? How's everything going?
Oh, everything is great. Of course, I'm in the gym now. As always, I'm always in the gym. I'm in the gym training my fighters. We just had a fighter that fought Saturday. He fought to a draw his first fight. He did pretty well. I'm keeping up with the guys in that's doing celebrity boxing. Me and Zab talk every day. Crazy Shannon, we talk every day. I just try to keep in tune with everybody what's going on, and I appreciate y'all guys bringing me on.
Ivan, as a lightweight fighter, when you look at the lightweights right now, and how many they are, from Lomachenko to Lopez to Tank, everybody's in that. They may not be specifically in a lightweight division, but everybody's around that 135, one. Who do you see? Who do you watch right now in your former division that you go like, he's a problem?
Well, I watch them all, and the thing that really has me like confused is that why do everybody feel as though they have to put guys in position with past guys? Like at the 135 lightweight division, I was just probably coming in when Pernell was already basically leaving, but he was at 147. Right. I watched Pernell a lot. I even trained with Pernell when Pernell was getting ready for De La Hoya. I got him ready for the De La Hoya fight, me and Gaddy. And it was crazy because me and Gaddy never sparred each other. Me and Pernell did all the sparring. So I guess main events already had something in mind, like, well, we're gonna let Ivan and Gaddy fight. I don't know. That may be the case. What's up, champ? I'm good. And then we was in camp with him when he fought the kid, Hurtado from Cuba.
Yeah, okay.
When he darn near killed that kid.
Yeah.
I was sitting ringside. I was in camp with him for that one, and Gaddy was in camp with him for that one. But getting back to what you were saying, it's just crazy how we, as boxers and sports analysts, always try to put guys in situations with other fighters. Like I can't really put Tank Davis, Telefimo, and it's a lot of them out there. Telefimo, Devin Haney,
yeah.
All those guys in the same weight division as I was. Can you see me putting them guys in division with like me, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard? We all around that same weight.
Aaron Pryor.
Yeah, Aaron Pryor. I mean, honestly, we would have killed all those guys. And right now, I think the hottest kid right now, besides, it's just so many of them. You could take Telefimo, you could take Tank. I even take Devin Haney. I even take Shakur Stevenson. So it's really four of them that's really good out there that I would like to see. But I'm a 70s baby, but I was in the era of the 90s. Do like Leonard did. Do like Hagler did. Do like Hearns did. Do like Durang did. Let them all fight. Let them all fight each other, see who's the best. That's the only way you're going to compare and get a true champion out of these guys. You got 50 different million belts. You got 50 different million champions. Why can't it just be like it been back in the day, which you got an IBF, WBC, WBA? Honestly, I don't know where the WBO coming at, but when I was around, it was just three: IBF, WBC, and WBA. And it was about 100 guys that was trying to get that number one ranking. Yo, let them fight.
With boxing, and I'm just gonna say this with boxing, when you fought Gotti.
Ooh, that's a crushing blow. Wow. Really?
I mean, you're boxing.
Hit him like that?
You hit him like Ivan.
But wow.
The funny thing is that you outboxed him, and rest in peace, Arturo Gotti. This is no disrespect to Arturo Gotti in any way.
No disrespect at all. It was just crazy. Excuse me for cutting off, but it was crazy. I can remember I was actually getting ready, and I tell a lot of people this. I hope Shane Mosley listened, but I know Shane Mosley done heard it a lot too. I was actually getting ready for Shane Mosley.
Really?
I was remember Shane Mosley had came to Philly to fight. Remember that?
Yes.
I was supposed to fight Shane Mosley because what happened, Shane came to Philly to do a press release or a press conference or something, and I found out who he was fighting. My manager called me and was like, "Yo, Ivan, your man fighting in Philly." I said, "Who?" He said, "Your teammate." I said, "What teammate?" He said, "Shane Mosley." I said, "He fighting in Philly?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Who he fighting?" He was like, I don't know. They don't know who he gonna fight yet. They ain't picked nobody." So I said, "Look, come on, let's go down there." I went down there, and me and Shane almost got into a fist fight. I was like, "How you gonna come to my city, man, and fight somebody else that he fighting the guy from the city?" I mean, even if I was like 5-25, you should be fighting me. You don't fight nobody else. So me and him got into it real bad, and we signed the contract to fight. I go into camp. I had just fought like 4 weeks before that, but I had a cut over my eye, and my cut man Leon Tabs had told me to put butterflies over it, and it would close it up. But that didn't happen. I went in the gym and started boxing as soon as we signed the contract, and the cut reopened, and I was out to fight with Shane Mosley. So we went back in the gym. We was mad as hell because we didn't know who he was gonna fight. But we was kind of like in between promotional deals with main event. Main events had me. They put me on all their cards, but they had signed Arturo Gatti way like 3 or 4 years before that. So Gatti had just lost to Angel Man Freddy.
Yes. Okay.
And they was looking for a fight for Arturo Gatti, but they wanted an easy fight for him. So I guess I was supposed to be that easy cake, but they should have known it wasn't gonna be no easy cake for me, man. Regardless, I wasn't a big puncher, but I was a great boxer. And I had great defense, and Gatti, he was just too slow, man. I knew the only way Gatti was gonna beat me is if he was gonna kill me, and he was gonna have to kill me because, like, 2 seconds before the walkout, I went back because me and my team, we always huddle and say a prayer before we go out. And I told them, I said, "Yo, come on, I need y'all to get in the huddle." And they was like, "What? What's the huddle? We just prayed already." I was like, "No, I got something I got to tell you." They was like, "All right, we got in the huddle." I like, "Yo, man, I'm going out there. I'm going to fight this guy." They was like, "No, man, you going to box him." Because that's all we did the whole camp. We just box. But when I turned around and told them jokers I was going out there to fight him, we was going to go to war, I ran out that dressing room to that ring, man. They were trying to stop me and everything. They couldn't say nothing. All they could do was just tell me what to do in the corner. They prepared me because we already prepared real well for the fight. But they didn't want me to stand in front of him because they knew that Gatti can punch. But at the same time, I think they knew that I had a good chin. He was glad to kill me. He really was glad to kill me to win that fight, which he almost did in the 10th round.
And the 10th round was classic. But all right, because this was a long time ago. The second fight, because y'all fought twice.
Right.
The second fight is when I maybe learned your lesson and you boxed him. Am I remember correctly that the second fight you really did box him?
You're definitely right. Because honestly, I think only my camp and my ex-wife know this. But after that first Gatti fight with me slugging with him so bad, you know, at times when Gatti used to get behind with fighters, when he used to fall behind on a scorecard, Gatti was a great body puncher. But at times, Gatti would hit you on your hips, hit you on your cup, all that stuff. Yeah. And what happened after that first fight, after the fight, I had to I was in so much pain, I had to go sit in the tub. What they did, they didn't sit me in a hot tub, they set me in a cold ice bucket.
Ooh.
Which was, well, they set me in a tub with a bunch of ice in it. You know, the bring the swelling down. But I didn't know at the same time it was going to make me urinate in the tub. And when I urinated in the tub, man, I urinated so much blood from him hitting me below the cup. It was crazy. We didn't really know that we was going to really be able to do the second fight, because you know they was asking for the second fight for like a month later or 2 months later, something like that. But we knew Gatti used to blow up after each fight. He used to get real heavy. So what happened, the fight was supposed to have been in, I think, October. He messed around and said he got sick, but we knew Gatti was like 30 pounds over, so they made the fight in December. So the second fight was in December, and it was cool because what happened right after the first fight, I went right back to camp like 5 days later, I was right back in camp. But I had stayed home 2 days prior to that because I was in so much swelling from it hit me all low. Then he did it again in the second fight. So, you know.
So when you let me stay on Gaddy real quick. How hard were his body punches?
Well, Gaddy really went to the body really well. And it was crazy because I never looked at no fight. Anybody I fought, I never looked at him. My dad and my team always looked at the fighter that I fought. But it was crazy. I went and watched the fight, I think 3 nights before I fought Gaddy. And they showed me the fight when he knocked out Gabriel Ruelas.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And I was like, man, I don't believe I'm going to go in there with this kid, man. I really don't. I was like, damn, this kid.
He was losing that fight.
Yes, he was. And that's the crazy part. Every fight, most of the fights that he knocked people out, he was coming from behind. But see, Gaddy's style was the type of style where it's like you could box real well, which I did. But when you hit a guy so cleanly and so effortlessly and willing like I did with him, man, I was the type of guy, I threw random combination. I would throw a 20 punch piece combination and I would be able to hit Gaddy with like 15 of them. And why would you want to go anywhere? Why? You done hit this joker 15 times. Why would you want to go anywhere? Well, when he came back with that one, if you was standing there and you ain't have a chance, it was night-night. It was lights out.
Wow.
With Wilder, with Wilder and Fury, I guess with them fighting 3 times, you fighting Gotti twice. Did you see something different that Devontae should have did with this third fight that he should have learned from the first 2?
Well, see, I'm glad you asked me that because that was something that was brought to my attention. And me being a fighter, I have a different capacity and a different thought of it. I feel as though that's just like basketball or baseball when they have their series. You figure you beat a team once, you able to sweep them. You know what I'm saying? If you beat a guy twice, they like when I fought Oscar De La Hoya 3 times in the amateurs, I lost to him the first time in the Golden Gloves. And that was because we really didn't know each other. And I really thought I beat him. But then when I fought him the second time in the U.S. Championship, it was a no-brainer. I won it. Everybody seen it. Then we had to fight a third time in the Goodwill game in Vegas, and that was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, actually, what does a fighter do differently if you know you fighting a guy 2 or 3 times? There's nothing really you can do. If you have the guy number, you have his number. I mean, you can pretty much sharpen up your skills, sharpen up your tools, which may be a jab, maybe a right hand, maybe your combinations, maybe your slip game. But one thing that I've noticed in the Tyson Fury fight with him and Wilder, to be honest with you, I don't know if either one of them lost focus on the fight or Fury was just so confident in beating Wilder. And Wilder was just the type of guy that he was just a fighter that didn't, I don't know, he wasn't able to capitalize on what he was able to do or what he should have done. Like, for instance, let's take Wilder. I don't know why Wilder got rid of Mark Breland. Mark Breland is one of the best amateurs ever. He was a world champion, and he had one of the best 1-2s in the world. I see that's where Wilder got that from. He got his jab and his permanent right hand from Mark Breland. There's no absolute difference about it. There's nowhere, but if you're a fight fan, you know that. If you can see that in Mark Breland that he transformed that into Deontay Wilder. Now, where I'm kind of messed up with Deontay Wilder is, where is his defense at?
That's what I said to Mike earlier. He needed some defense.
If you notice with me, with Gaddy, I didn't do it a lot, but you see that my defense clicked in. Look at the 10th round when I got hit with that big left hook. I should have been knocked out, but what happened? I went back to the rope, and the first thing I did was this.
Cover up.
Wilder was not able to stop the right overhand right. Not one time Fury threw it. He kept pulling back, getting hit with it.
He kept pulling straight back, but out of it, he kept pulling straight back, and he kept moving to the wrong. He kept moving directly.
Right.
Yes, he kept
right
moving.
Into it.
He kept moving right in.
And see, I didn't understand it because Malik Scott is really from Philly.
Yeah,
he trained in Philly. Malik Scott trained in Philly for a long time before he made a big name for himself and moved to wherever he moved at. I don't know where he at, but wherever he moved at, you know what I'm saying? So I know he got a lot of great technique from Philly. You know what I'm saying? I would have even loved if Dante Wilder, which would have been crazy, but if Dante Wilder would have showed me the Philly shell, which I don't expect him to do because he's a heavyweight. But if he would have did it, I would have, felt some type of way about it. Like, okay, now my man know a little bit of defense. But he didn't show it. Now with Fury, now if you notice, I think it was maybe the first fight, he did it more than he did it the second fight. He did a lot of head movement.
Yeah, a lot of head movement.
Excuse my friend, he did none of that shit last night. I mean Saturday. None of it. None of it at all. So, I think this is where the comparison with me coming at when I train my fighters. When my dad trained me from a kid, I started at 5. When my dad trained me, the first thing I was taught defense. I was taught how not to get hit.
Yep.
Not to get hit. You
Does
can
the
always
extra
hit
weight
somebody.
Does the extra weight play a part? Because Wilder came in a lot heavier, trying to have stronger power, right?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I think the extra weight did might have hold just a little, but not much. But then again, I mean, you got these great trainers out. You're supposed to have these great trainers out here. Why didn't Wilder has a big one too? Why didn't Wilder do a lot of boxing more? Why didn't he set up his jab more? To throw the right hand. I don't even know if Wilder know how to throw a left hook. I didn't see a left hook.
But you know what, Ivan? You know what's funny about that? He landed some left hooks. By mistake, he landed some left hooks. And the crazy thing was, I almost feel like Dante Wilder, Malik, the trainer, I know Malik he had him for Malik. They had him from 20 months. But my thing is, if you're going to teach a fighter something, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it's one thing to do it in sparring and in training. It's another thing to implement it in actual fights. Right. And I think if you want to change Dante Wilder, if you even want to, because Dante Wilder, I think, made close to $20 million each fight. So if he never fights again, God bless him. If he just goes on to the sunset,
he's shot, but go ahead.
Yeah, and you might be right. But my thing is, they never had any fights to implement it. It was all in training. So once he got tired, he resorted back to the same thing.
Right. Now, can I ask you a question? I know when I was coming up, and y'all guys was coming up, y'all watched us a lot, and y'all watched HBO. Did HBO do segments when they showed us about sparring?
A little bit. They would show some. It
doesn't matter. They showed it, right?
They showed it.
Yeah.
How come I didn't see nothing with Dante Wilder or Tyson Fury? Did they even ever spar? Because your sparring is where you make your corrections at. Your sparring is where you really get sharp at.
Yeah. Now, no, you're right. They only showed them work in the midst. They only showed them work in the midst.
Dante Wilder, I didn't even see Tyson Fury until Wednesday. I seen clips of it, but I seen more Dante Wilder than anything. You're right. I seen Dante Wilder hitting mitts and hitting the body bag, hitting the body protector. I didn't ever see no sparring. Did they do any sparring?
I don't know. There was no evidence of it.
Yeah, right. Then I hear on the download, they say Dante Wilder don't like to run. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. That's a no-no, dog.
But it was crazy, and I want to ask you some other questions about your life. Was it just me, or Dante Wilder after the second round had the Tommy Hearns legs that Tommy Hearns had against Sugar Ray Leonard? Like,
it's crazy because I was sitting there watching the fight with my best friend, and he was saying the same thing. He was like, "Yo, man, Dante Wilder on some type of juice or something." I said, "What you mean?" He like, "Man, that nigga can't even stand up on his leg." So another thing, they was showing a lot of Dante Wilder in the weight room, but they showed him doing a lot of upper body strength.
Right.
Yeah,
why? For what reason? I mean, you got you're supposed to have the best heavyweight in the world that has a great right hand. What more strength do you need to teach him? You need to teach that joker how to box, and that joker need to learn his defense. I guarantee you, if he get those two, he'll be great.
Because he seems like he has all the physical ability.
He had, because I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Oh that punishment he took was bad.
You really don't. It really don't hit you until after you've done. But I think that I had a magnificent career. You know what I'm saying? I made some good money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rich like Floyd, and I really don't care to be rich like Floyd. as long as I can talk to you guys and
Right.
you know, we can crack jokes and all that, and I can pay my bills and I can do whatever, I'm good. But my thing is this, you know, big shots that we fighters. Now, I'm not just saying myself because it's not just about me. It's about everybody. Y'all got me talking to the world, so I want the world to know. Boxers do take punishment, regardless if you an excellent boxer, if you knocking everybody out, whatever. Somewhere along the line, you are taking punishment in your career, in your life, you know. And I'm one of the fortunate ones to be able to talk to you guys. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I can still sign checks. I can still sign for a car. I can still play with my grandkids, all that type of stuff. You know, and some of our fighters can't do that. But me in saying that is that, you know, fighters have to know when to quit, man, because the way the world is nowadays with the pandemic going around, this COVID, you never know when you're going to be here. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I want to be able to see my grandkids. I want to be able to talk to my grandkids. I want you guys to be able to say, Mighty, can you come on my show and talk to me? I want to be able to do that. And saying that is that defense is definitely a great portion of your boxing, because hell knows I've took some great shots when I fought a T.O.L Gotti. And tell you, believe me not, I still feel them shots today. I can be laying in the bed watching TV and I can feel that left hook Gotti hit me with on the chin. Or I can feel that left hook he hit me with on top of my temple that almost knocked me out in the 10th round. These things are very important. These things are trauma, man. So with that said, that's why I say fighters have to know when it's time to step back, when it's time to pick and choose, when it's time for you to retire. Like I'm saying, Deontay Wilder, he's a great champion. I take nothing away from him. He's done a lot in the sport, and we actually thought that he was going to actually be our American champion that we need. Man, your time has ran its course. You know what I'm saying? I love you, man. If I got a chance to talk to you, I would talk to you. Even if I got a chance to train you, I would train you. But it would be totally different from what you used to. So what that said is that I think Deontay Wilder should just hang it up, man. He got enough money. He made enough money. He seemed to be okay. There's no reason. What is there for him to prove to us in the world now? What is it for us to prove? What, that you got to go out there and try to fight Tyson Fury for a 4th or 5th time to beat him? Even if you beat him, what does it mean? What does it really mean?
And then he fires Camp because they threw the towel in with the last fight.
No,
so
he said he fired Mark Breland. He fired Mark Breland.
Can't fire Mark Breland. And that was the wrong person to fire.
But as a boxer, I guess you like, look, don't throw this towel in. Don't give me a chance to win. And I guess you got to protect your guy. And you're stuck.
Okay, excuse me, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but you're stuck in that middle of wanting to protect your guy, but yet you want to honor what he's saying. And then it ends up with him with this last fight where he took more punishment than he probably should have.
Right. See, and that's where a fighter comes in, where he has to wear like 2 or 3 caps. You got to think about being a dad. You got to think about being a husband. You got to think about being a fighter. And then you also got to think about being a businessman. You know what I'm saying? All that entitles to a big circle in your livelihood. First of all, you was with Mark Breeden from, I guess, day one. He got you from 1-0 to 42-0 or 42-1. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what it is about you being world champion or you having a chip on your shoulder, man, you got to think about living for the next day. I know we all as fighters feel as though we should never be stopped. We feel as though we can always take it to the limit. We always can push it. Yo, sometimes the other guy's just a better man.
You know what's funny, Ivan? And I said it when Mark Breland threw in the towel. I said, Mark Breland, in a lot of ways, saved Dante's life that night.
Yes,
because
he did.
It was about to get, there was not going to be a third fight. If Mark Breland never throws in that towel, Tyson Fury knocks him out.
Right.
And there's probably never a third fight, because the reason why there's a third fight is because there's a controversy over him throwing the towel in. So they were like, Dante still had a shot. So really, Mark Breland really looked out for him in a major way. And I was really disappointed that you would fire this guy, because if he was just there to eat off of you, he would have just let the fight keep going.
That's exactly. And then furthermore, I mean, I don't know how much he made for the first fight, but regardless, Mark Breland is a millionaire as far as a fighter, and he's a millionaire as a trainer. So it ain't like he need the money. He's there to protect you. And that's another thing. Fighters are so controversial when it comes to who they get to train them, and what's really in their life, who's in their life. Like I tell every fighter that I train, first of all, I don't plan to be a Sugar Ray Leonard, that was my idol. Sugar Ray Robinson was my idol. I don't plan to be either one of them. Bowie Fisher trained me. I was around Angelo Dundee for a while. I was around Eddie Ali. I was around a lot of the best guys. So I don't intend to be any better than those guys. But I'm a great trainer. And my thing is, the reason you get me is because you know what I'm doing. You know what I do very well. And I love boxing with a passion. I'm in this gym that practically every day from sun up to sundown. Honestly, I don't understand how my girl, my fiance understand the things that I do and how I do it. But she's behind me 100% because she know this is what I do. So I tell my fighters, look, if you want to be with me, you want to train with me, you got to trust me. You got to trust your livelihood is in my hands. So I'm not going to do nothing to ever hurt you in this game. So if you're going to train with me, you're going to listen to what I'm asking you to do. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you because I'm not running around trying to tell you. You're a grown man. I'm only asking you. But now, if you can't do what I asked you to do, there's no need for me to be with you.
Now, Ivan, I gotta ask you this because only boxers know this, and this might sound like a dumb question, so be easy with me.
I was always told nothing is a dumb question.
I don't understand how you guys take some of the shots you take and it looks normal in a ring because I know it's not a PlayStation. So my thing is, how when you get hit with these shots, what is going through your mind, or is just instinct? Because I've seen you get hit with shots and I go like, why is he still up? Like what goes through? Are you seeing three of the person in front of you?
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna put that in category because it's crazy you said that. I'm still trying to wonder, me being a fighter, and I fought some of the best. It's crazy how I beat some of them, and like you said, I took some shots from them. And at the end of the fight, I actually walk over to the Joker ring and give him a hug. I don't know how. I don't know. I really don't know. No, I don't. And that's crazy because the first Gaddy fight, in the fourth round, you will notice I caught him with a nice uppercut and a left hook, and he came towards me, and I stepped around him, and I hit him with another left hook, and I had him hurt. Now, I knew, it's crazy, like I said, I don't study fighters, but Gaddy was one of the ones I studied, I guess because of his name and because of his repetition and who he was. I really paid attention to this man. I knew going into that Gaddy fight, you hurt Gaddy, that was a big problem. Because it seemed like when you hurt him, that's when he killed your ass.
Yeah, it was worse for you.
I hurt him, steady me getting away from that Joker. He hit me with a left hook in that round, and I stumbled. And I seen three. I went back to my corner, and I was like, yo, man. They was like, you all right? I was like, nah, man, I'm hurt. They was like, well, what's wrong? I said, yo, man, there's three of them. I swear to God rest my trainer soul, Butch. He passed away like 3 years ago. He said, yo, take the one in the middle.
That's real?
Yo, man, that shit is real. It's really real.
Was there ever a moment? Because I think people just believe that you guys are superhuman. So it's never like any fear. When you fought Chavez, when you're going in.
How did I know you was gonna say that? How did I know?
Because listen, I know Pernell Whitaker beat Chavez. Oh, yeah. We all know Pernell Whitaker beat Chavez.
And we also know my neighborhood friend and my high school alma mater friend and my buddy Meldrick Taylor beat him too.
And Meldrick deserved to be able to get up. And he would have won that fight if Richard Steele didn't jump in. And it's tragic because Meldrick left everything in his life in that ring that night.
And now, to this day, it's crazy. To this day, I never understood why Meldrick fell off the way he did. But then again, like you just said, he put his livelihood on it, man. He put his body on it. It's like, excuse my expression, but it's like a crackhead taking coke. He put his whole body into it, and everything. He just lost it.
So when you're going into the fight with Chavez, is there ever a fear in your mind, or were you just unafraid as long as you were in the ring? Like we all fear something, but in the ring, were you just like, so you knew what you could do? Well, or was there ever a moment where you were like, I don't know about this one tonight?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Chavez fight was my farewell fight.
Yeah, because you were past your prime. You were past your prime.
Yeah, I was definitely past my prime. But it was crazy because me and my dad had got back together. We had separated for a while, and we had fought a kid here in Philly named Tyrone. I think his last name Flucker or something like that. And I'll never forget it. The promoter Zach Parmelio said to me, was like, Ivan, I'm gonna try to get you one more fight before you retire. So I was like, I don't really want a big money fight, but I want a money fight that's gonna, set me free for the end of my career. He was like, I gotta fight for you, but you gotta win this fight. So I was like, who? He was like, Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm like, the dad? He like, yeah. So going into the last fight, I never really thought about the fight again. I just wanted to go in and win that fight. So I went in and won a fight. I got the call the next day, and it was like, yo, man, you got to go to camp. I'm like, go to camp for what? They was like, you got to get ready for Julio Cesar Chavez. So I was like, all right, let's go. The whole time in camp, I just trained. I couldn't believe that I was fighting this guy. I really couldn't. I didn't actually believe it until the day before when we actually met face to face. I don't understand no Spanish. I'm strictly English guy. So we had a translator. The translator was telling me everything he was saying. He was saying to me that he didn't think that I should be there. I'm old, and I'm saying to myself like, dog, you old too. So what are you talking about? We two old fighters gonna be fighting each other. Oh, well, I'm gonna knock you out. This, that, and other. I hear you've been doing this, that, in the camp. And I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So we get into the fight. I never forget it. We fight in the Staples Center.
Right.
We coming out. I was in the Lakers dressing room at the time, and I never forget it. Everybody walked out the room. It was just me and my dad sitting in the room. So as we sit in the room, the door opens gradually, real slow. So, I'm hitting the mitts, taking my time, but I got my back towards the door. And my dad looked up, and I didn't get a chance to turn around time enough. And I got this great big hug and picked up behind. I'm like, who does I turn around? It's Magic Johnson. So now, I'm nervous as hell because I'm like, oh, shit, Magic here. So I got to really go out there and perform. Right. I do because Magic here, he heard about me, even though, I'm over the hill, whatever. But that's a great thing. So Magic leaves before us. Now it's just me and my dad and my cut man, Joey I. We walks out of the Lakers locker room, out of the tunnel to the ring. Now, like, facing out that way, I can see all the people. I'm saying to myself, like, I ain't seen this many people since I fought Gaddy.
Right.
I'm like, yo, they must have really set me up. So we coming out. Now, when you come out, when you come under the tunnel, over top of the tunnel, you have a bunch of, fans or whatever. Right. Dog, they throwing bottles, beer cans.
Before you got in the ring, on the way to the ring.
I'm like, I said to my coach, and I said to my dad and my cut man, I was like, yo, what happens if we beat this guy, man? They like, yo, we gonna tell them jokers to air up the fill up the plane and everything. Now, yo, we get in the fight, I'm fighting a legend. Julio is a legend. So, I walked over to him, gave him a pound, you know what I'm saying? I kissed him on the cheek, walks back to the ring. My dad like, talk to you later. I'm like, did you just say that, dog? So we go out there, we banging everything, we putting it together. I'm like, yo, man, this fight gonna be easy because he's really, even though I'm over the hill, he's still slow.
Right.
Combinations and everything. So me getting cocky as a fighter. I'm sitting on the inside of him with like a 6-piece combination, but I didn't go nowhere. This nigga hit me with the hardest body shot ever. I'm like, yo, I go back to the corner. I'm like, Dad, I just got hit with the worst body shot ever. He's like, just run. I'm like, what? Just run. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not gonna do that. That's not me. So, we mess around. We tearing it up or whatever, man. But it was a great fight. In the fourth round, prior to the fight, getting ready with the Chavez fight, I always noticed that Chavez always threw the left hook to the body, and then he came on top with the right hand. But one problem I was having, my dad was cussing me out all the time in camp, was that every time I would throw a combination, I would step back. My dad kept saying, Ivan, stop stepping back and dropping your hand. He said, Chavez is good for the right hand. I ain't listen. I stepped back, and that joker caught me with that right hand.
Ivan!
Down I went. But, I felt ashamed, but then again, I felt like, look, I got hit by one of the best in the world. I got hit by a legend. I went down from a legend. I still thought I won the fight, but then at times I understand why I didn't win the fight, because for one, I really had to beat Chavez up in order to get the fight.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then on top of that, like my dad said earlier, how was we gonna get out of LA if we beat him?
Yeah.
Yo, they was after the decision, they was still throwing bottles and stuff at me.
It's like when Marvin Hagler beat Alan Minter when he went overseas, and and they were throwing bottles. They had to rush him out the ring. Like there was no.
And then look, the crazy part is the last thing I'm gonna tell you. Going back to the dressing room, some dude threw out a Mexican hat. I'm like, what the hell? I thought we was in LA, but I forgot Mexico right there. Yeah. So that's why
But my thing is, you always would hit somebody with a 6-piece, and you always say the same thing. And I stood right there. Move! Why didn't you just move?
I guess that was my problem. I would
you so Philly. You so Philly.
Right,
oh man, thank you so much, Ivan. I would like to talk to you again after the next big fight. Oh, I do have one quick question. Me and Jay Black got into this one thing because we got to wrap up. We got into this one argument because Tyson Fury, after the fight, went over to Deontay Wilder. And he gave
Wilder gave poor sportsmanship. Okay.
And hit him with the I still don't respect you. And I'm like, dog, what don't you respect?
He don't respect, he got his ass whooped. And then you honestly know, people say, let me ask y'all a question. Either one of y'all can go first, but I would like both of y'all to answer this. What did y'all think about the first Tyson Fury fight when Deontay Wilder dropped him? Did you think it was too long of a count? Do you think it was a great count? And then if you did or you didn't think it was a great count, do you think that it was good that the ref let Tyson Fury continue to fight?
I go real quick because I know Mike probably got a deeper answer. I thought he was robbed. I thought that was a long ass 9 count. I felt like 9 was counted twice. I really thought it was over, and I was maybe because I was a fan of Dante's, and I was like, man, he came through, it was over. And then to see that he got cheated out of that count, it irritated me. So I thought it was messed up. I thought he got robbed outright robbed.
And I want to ask you this, Ivan, and this is why I want to ask you. This is why I don't have a problem with the count. Because Tyson Fury is looking at the referee the entire time he's counting. Now, if you're knocked out and you're not looking at the referee, then I get it's like the Buster Douglas when Don King said the Buster Douglas count was too long. Douglas is looking at the ref, going 8, 9. So he's in tune with what's going on. Do I think the count was too long? Yeah, I think the count was too long. But Tyson Fury was going to get up if the count was too short.
But going with what you said, your theory though, Mike, your theory was as soon as Dante got knocked out this last time, you was like, oh, you could see that he was out. When Fury got hit that time, we thought he was out. He spread eagle. Boom, it's over.
You thought he was out when Tyson Fury hit him. I mean, when Dante Wilder hit him. I thought he was out too, but then again, I didn't think Tyson Fury was out. I thought Tyson Fury got up in time to do exactly what he did.
We're talking about the first fight. You're talking about the first fight. Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about the knockdown in the last, the 2 knockdowns in the last fight because they were long counts too for Tyson. They were kind of long counts too. Oh, the first fight? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me retract. Yeah. Tyson Fury got lucky as hell that referee kept counting, dog. No, it was right. It wasn't illegal. But Ivan, you've seen guys get knocked out like that where the ref says, I'm just not going to count.
Yeah, true.
But I thought the ref did the right thing by counting.
I did too. And I thought Tyson Fury got up in time. I honestly think that Deontay Wilder wanted that fight to be stopped because I don't think that he wanted to take any more punishment from Tyson Fury because he was taking punishment from that. And it was like Carl Weathers and Rocky Balboa. Well, Rocky got up. Carl was like, "Man, why you keep doing this to me, man? Don't you just stay down, dog? Seriously."
Ivan, I'll tell you the worst part about that last round in the first fight. The worst part about that last round in the first fight is that Deontay Wilder hit him with the two biggest shots he could ever hit somebody with.
And that's what I'm saying.
And Tyson Fury got up and won the rest of the round.
Yeah, he did. But that's what I'm saying. Like, see, fighters don't nowadays. Fighters are not like me. They not like the Ray Leonard. They not like the Ray Robinson. We took time. Like for instance, like when I got ready for the Gaddy fight, and that's probably the most time that I did it, and I was the scariest of my life. I actually sat down and had popcorn, and I watched Gaddy fights when he fought Manfredi, when he fought Gabriel Rosales. I guarantee you, none of these guys sit down and watch their fights because there's no way that Deontay Wilder fights Tyson Fury 3 times, and I don't see a change in Tyson Fury at all. He did nothing no different. He didn't double jab. The only thing he did do was that he went to the body with the jab, and he didn't even go to the body right with the jab. Because if Tyson Fury wasn't afraid of the jab and he stood there, he would have countered his jab over top of his jab all night with the right hand.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
No, he burnt himself out the first 3 rounds jabbing at the body. That was crazy, but boxing is gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm a fan. I'm a trainer. I'm an ex-fighter. I'm always gonna love it. I'm not always gonna be the right guy to give y'all always the right answers. But one thing that I can do that I think is great, that I think Emmanuel Stewart was probably one of the best for, and I think actually Angelo Dundee was one of the greats for too. I can make adjustments. If you don't know how to make adjustments in the boxing world, because I don't say game, because everybody think boxing is a game. Boxing ain't no game. You actually gotta be able to box, not learn how to box. You got to be able to box in order to do this sport. And boxing ain't a game, like I said. And if you have a trainer that's able to teach the art, to perfect it, to give it to you, you're gonna be great. A lot of these fighters nowadays, they're not great. I mean, we trying to always put them in categories with certain fighters, just that and other. It don't always pan out to be that way. But
so
I love
Ivan,
it, man.
Real quick, Ivan, just real quick. I'm gonna put 2 fighters and you just pick the names, but you gotta make it quick because we gotta wrap up.
Okay.
2 fighters gonna pick the names. Bernard Hopkins or Andre Ward. In the middleweight division.
I gotta go with Andre Ward.
Andre Ward. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford.
That's a great one. I'm gonna go with Earl Spence.
All right. And I only say this because people want to take Floyd's credit away. Floyd or Manny Pacquiao?
Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, you went with Manny Pacquiao, Ivan. Okay,
Because I think Manny Pacquiao just. I mean, I'm from the old school, man, and I'm a be a diehard fan to the day I die. So a whole bunch of superstars can come right now. To make it real quick, the reason why I take Manny because Manny didn't duck nobody, regardless of whether he's 63-9 or 63-5. He fought them all, and that's what makes fighters great nowadays. It ain't
real quick
what you know, it's who you know and how you do it. In the boxing game, it ain't how many losses, it's who you fought.
We could have a long debate on that, but I respect
Whenever
it.
Whenever you ready, baby, I'm with you. Yo, man, I appreciate you guys. Sorry I'm late. I was in the gym working with my guys. But anytime you want, just send me a link. Let me know that you want me to come on, and I'm on for you guys, man. Keep watching. Yo, I'm also I think y'all might have me on Instagram. If you don't, it's a mightything.com. Of course, on Facebook, it's just Ivan Robinson. Yeah, man, I'm getting ready to do some great things here in Philly with the kids. I actually doing a boxing show November the 20th here at Kingdom, my gym where I'm at. So, just stay in touch with me, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys. Keep working hard, man. Keep the sport of boxing alive, because at one time I really thought boxing was gonna be dead.
It's still here, homie. It's still here.
That's what I'm
Ivan,
talking
thank
about.
you so much.
Thank
and we're
you.
gonna have you
Thank
back
you,
on the
man.
show.
I love y'all guys, man. Peace.
Ivan Mighty
Thank you.
Robinson, baby. Yeah. All right.
All right. We did overtime. That was dope.
Yeah, we did overtime.
We did overtime.
Yeah,
I liked the real quick. You did the real quick. Yeah, Don.
Yeah, I
B.
did
You
the
did the
real
real quick and did the this one or that. I was looking
Yeah,
like,
because boxers are different. Boxers are different.
Yeah,
Boxers
that
are
was good.
different. Like they're like when you resort to real quick. Yeah. All right. I mean, I could have out debated him on the Manny podcast.
I don't
Floyd,
know. He
man.
was ready for it. He was ready
No.
for a debate, but
Bless.
we'd have been another 30 minutes.
I'm gonna actually go YouTube his that fourth round that he's talking about. I'm gonna YouTube that.
I saw it. I actually watched it knowing that he was coming on. He got
Chavez.
the leagues. It was
I want to see the legs. I want to see the whole thing. All right, y'all. This has been great. Tomorrow, the show goes on, so I'll be back in Texas tomorrow. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand, there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed: it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second, and understand there's one thing in life that's guaranteed: it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second, and let nobody steal your happiness. What is this? When people repeat the rumor that Mayweather duck fight is why no one can ever give a real example of a fighter he ducked. I know. Dream. I know. I know.
Mike wanted to go debate, but we ain't on time.
I know what Floyd's resume is. I know. It's just a narrative in sports. When they have a narrative about you, they just run with it and they keep running with it, and it defies facts. It defies facts.
But he's a boxer in that world, so he was in the mix. He heard.
He fought everybody.
No, I'm saying I even knows a little bit more because he was in that world.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, because he said he's biased because he likes the old school fighters who fought everybody. But my thing is, Floyd did fight every single person that Manny fought. Unlike Manny, he never lost. But
and on that note, we out.
On that note, we will see y'all tomorrow. Takeover Legends. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.